Then it'll be like, well, we'll just send the Bristle back into the lane, and then he gets completely cool sprayed out because Chakra is just giving MP the biggest buff up in the world.
So what I'm thinking about here is what type of lane Secret want. So the thing that's very obvious is that they want Bristle to face Brood. That is the number one thing. The way they can secure this is by putting Bristle mid and Invoker safe lane, in which case Invoker would be facing an offlane Puck, which is a Puck-favored matchup. So Secret has to help with their supports, which are Clockwork and Coddle, which are both not that good against Puck.
And Coddle kind of has to stay on the safe lane anyway, and then, unless they're going to run an aggro lane and put Kezu into the safe lane. Maybe that's when they push the Bristle and the Coddle to the off lane instead.
And in the meantime, you have Liquid having the Lifestealer versus Batrider matchup. I'm trying to place these lanes in the optimal way for Secret, and I can't find a winning constellation on laning. I actually can't see it. Lifestealer beats Batrider in lane. He's also pretty good against Bristle, and he's good against Invoker, so there's 3 good core matchups for Lifestealer in lane. Broodmother is amazing against Invoker and good against Bat, but okay against Bristle. It's not like you lose by playing against Bristle, he just does well. And then finally you had that Puck matchup that we talked about, who can play against all 3 cores. So I love this draft from Liquid from a laning perspective. I think it's very, very well constructed here by Kuro. And if they get off to a good start here with their laning, this could be this could actually become a very one-sided game, Toby.
Well, we're getting out laning now, so just to check through it all, Yamsaw and Batrider are currently hovering around the top lane, so looks like Kezu will run top. He'll be going against the Puck of Mind Control on the top lane. Pushes towards the mid. Mid one is the Invoker. No full surprise there. He is sitting around for the rune, so it looks like they are going to push MP to the bot lane. Mid one will have to go up against Matubama in the mid, and it's Miracle's lifesteal on the offlane. GH and Kuro are down there with him at the moment as the Night Stalker as well as Shaman hovering around that first bounty rune. And Yapso will try and contest him. And I don't know if he's going to force GH to stick around. Guess who's come in? There goes at least your first one. They're going Sticky Napalm as the first level. Luna's able to connect over on GH. They'll remove 2/3 of his life.
Good harass.
But that's all.
This is an interesting item build from the Night Stalker, by the way. What we most of the time see NS do is buy boots and go Tango and Clarity, but he went for the stick plus Windlace, assuming that he would either be playing around Batrider's lane or maybe just or the Bristle lane. Both heroes use spells so much that this stick can become very high value. This is very smart itemization from GH.
Team Secret actually did switch around, so Kezu's on bottom, Bristle's on top, and Poppy is currently just contesting GH as he moves between the lanes.
So we do have a Brood versus Invoker in mid.
We do. Good luck mid one. Wait, Poppy can actually get this. With the help of Roshan, GH is putting a rock in a hard place now.
Yes, thanks.
Oh, Roshan turns around him. You're right, 4 stick charges. Poppy's still going to try and force him. His clarity's up. He'll burn his clarity straight away. He thought maybe he'd try and deny himself up to Ancients. GH is almost baiting him in. It's like, come on, you think I'm going to deny myself? Another clarity, Poppy. He's got Illuminate available. Keep the range harassment going if he guesses the angle right, and GH knows it. That's why he puts down the Observer Ward. So he knows exactly what Poppy is up to. What is this chase? Top lane, MP's being forced back underneath the tower. The orb's only going to hit the wave up there, but finally GH will move back past the tier 2 tower. Poppy, the man on the horse, is now 1 out.
That's some of the clowniest stuff I've seen this tournament, I think. That was so weird. They effectively waste each other's time, so there's like no net gain for either team. I don't know who I would say this favors most, that he goes back to base here on the Night Stalker. I guess he has to like TP. Nice 50 gold reward there. But the Coddle at least not finding any space or any levels from that, and had to use all his mana. I guess that's the thing. He used both clarities. All right, I want to have a look at mid right now, because this is when mid gets scary. Matubama is hit level 3 and he's starting to build an army, and mid 1 is starting to
die.
Yeah, starting to get upset.
At least he has a sentry ward down.
Yes, that is a requirement to even stand remotely. That's not a word, but to even remotely stand a chance in this lane, you need to absolutely have a sentry. But
the issue is his Tornado doesn't do enough damage, so Matubama just runs in, gets the spiders in front of him, blocks him up, and he's trying to get up the ramp. Mid one's so low, there's no spawn spinelings, there's not enough mana. He tries to GG branch his way around. Actually, was that Matumba's or mid one's? I don't know if he tried to consume it. Yeah, it was Matubama's. He body blocked him with the GG branch.
Nice play top from Secret, though.
MP able to get the kill on both GH and Mind Control underneath the tower.
Yeah, this is big for Secret that this lane goes well, because this mid is going to be a problem. But when they manage to get this double kill on their Bristle top with both the Night Stalker and the Puck dying, they make sure that Bristleback gets to have a good game here, and then they can maybe use him again on Brood duty later. If he is doing well in his other lane, he can solve this problem later, perhaps. Bottom lane, we do have the Miracle off lane Lifestealer against Kezu's safe lane Batrider, and that is actually still going to favor the Lifestealer. It's just a good matchup overall. Kezu will get a lot of farm here with the Firefly on the stack.
Unless Miracle tries to contest it, YapzOr's going to burn off a little bit of the mana and keep Miracle down the hillside.
Stopped him a bit there.
Yeah.
This lane starts getting especially scary for the Batrider when the Lifestealer gets Phase and Orb of Venom, because then you actually just run at the Batrider the whole time and pressure him. So the reason they're keeping Clockwork down here this
mid lane
much is that they need to secure
Kuro's going to rip in through the rear. Tornado doesn't control enough, and well, there's no point up in Shackles just yet. He's got the extra point, but because of the Cold Snap and the tower damage, mid 1 will get the kill on the support of Kuro. Wondering where that second level was, if he was trying to work out if he needed Shock or Shackle.
I'm surprised he even skilled Hex level 1. I don't...
Bristleback sit on top. He can't escape from this. Mind Control's got to be careful as well. Or maybe he can. Salves up in the tree lines. GH already has 4 Quill Spray stacks on him. Make that 5 now. Gets the Void onto MP, but yeah, MP.
This is the Night Stalker dream. Nighttime with level 1. He's actually slower than Bristle. MP's trying to run him down. He could kill him here.
If he can keep the sprays
he
up.
Didn't get level 2 from the
Mind Control's coming. GH will die. MP now has his 3rd kill of the offlane.
So I did say going into the game that Night Stalker isn't GH's necessarily like most known hero, but this is not good. And that's not because he can't play it by any means. It's just like the way things have flowed and the decisions that have been made have not really favored him very well. Now he's going to go here for MP.
Yeah, all forward from Mind Control. MP though.
Good pressure.
He's got so much regeneration. When you've just got the Soul Ring as well as the Ring of Regen, you're already at 6.7. That's without eating a Tango.
They forced the Shrine out at least. He's going to Soul Ring probably and farm a camp here.
Mid lane again, Matumberman moving forward. The battle for the Invis in mid is just hilarious to watch. Is Sentry, and mid one's just holding on to the shared Tango so we can like counter Sentry if Matumberman drops his Sentry. But that's one way to do it. Send the army of Spiderlings forward and then you take the Sentry yourself. And then the Sentry gets taken back from the Sentry. Sentry Wars.
Look at the damage, though. He just puts the medallion onto mid one and sent his spiders in. Look at the damage of that.
He's got spawn Spiderlings. No, he doesn't. Soul Ring's on cooldown.
A tornado.
It buys some space, but not enough. He can cold snap onto Matumberman and allows Poppy to do something, but the spiders are still hunting under the tier 2 tower. Matumberman doesn't care. Known as one of the funnest divers in the game. Now YapzOr trapped in with spiders. Matumberman can't get outside the cogs. At least the Illuminate's going to get rid of a couple of them. The Rocket does the rest. But Kuro's now in the mid lane with a 1-1-1 on him. An Invoker to return. YapzOr's got no mana. He can't really fight this. All they can do is just try and intimidate them back off the lane. But look at that CS. It's 51-7 for the Matumberman in the mid lane.
This is something that Brood can do that no other mid hero can do. It can farm the side camps in this triangle area while laning. It's very powerful to be able to do this. That's why his CS is going to shoot through the roof, and why he can safely build up an army of spiders. He can just retreat to this area for a little bit, get his army back up, and then head in toward mid. Here comes his army again, and now mid one will be in trouble again. He can't really cross the river, as it looks, honestly.
He's bringing Dust this time.
And that's another problem, man. The support duo of Secret's is not good at killing Brood. Like, Clockwork is... You can't use battery assault, man. There's going to be spiders everywhere. You're just going to hit spiders all the time with the battery. And Caudle doesn't have any lockdown for the Brood to kill him. So it's like close to the perfect Brood game, this one.
That's a good Observer Ward. It's able to see GH. He's just trying to wrap around the back. Mid one, able to get the Tornado into a Cold Snap. And Kezu's nearby. And they actually give it to Kezu. Not a bad thing, because he's going to bring him very close to his Drums of Endurance. Got some good levels on the Batrider. Is this the lane changer? Like, you give YapzOr now the bottom lane so he can get his level 6 and then eventually start like stealing kills. And then you put the Batrider into the mid to deal with the Broodmother. Stops the counter push, can burn up a lot of the spiders.
Where does Invoker go?
Bottom lane. Like, it's the only semi-safe place he can farm.
But you just put Clockwork there.
Yeah, but after Clockwork hits 6, you rotate him out.
Yeah. By the way, we didn't even talk about this, but mid one felt forced to play as well.
He had to push Miracle away, and then just TPs the Void. It's going to cancel it. Miracle, he's got stick charges, 1 charges in fact, allow him to get his mana back from everything that YapzOr burnt off, so that's an easy kill onto the tier 1 tower at the end of the first nighttime cycle.
Yeah, with the Invoker playing Quaswex, that's something we really should have talked about. Mid 1 always plays Quasic Sword, but in this game he feels like he has to play Quaswex to at least stand a chance in mid. That means he will have low farm.
Go embrace your former teammate, Kuro. Puppey is just standing there. Mid 1 will come to help out, and Kuro will go down. Mind Control, throwing the orb, but it's too far away from KheZu. Even just safety wands, in case.
It's going to be really interesting to see what Mid 1 does here. I don't remember the last time he played Quaswex, so he's going to... Quaswex generally goes for like phase boots into either Orchid or Force Staff. Maybe a Midas along the way is maybe a requirement actually.
Phase boost for him are on the courier at the moment.
He's got those coming out. I think he's gonna go Midas next to try to like get farm in this game. The thing about Quaswex though is that it scales a lot slower than Quasic Sword. So the way Quaswex generally does well in the game is by finding kills and using something like the Drow Aura to amp you up so that you're strong. But they don't have that this game. If he went Quasic Sword, I think he couldn't even lane mid. Like at least this way he's getting something. He has 50 CS minute 9, which is actually pretty remarkable considering what he's up against.
Yep, but Matubama's coming back. GH able to get the Void off. Mid 1 needs the movement speed, and well, he's got it for the moment. KheZu's on the way in. Nice Tornado into the EMP. KheZu has his level 7, which means Lasso is up. Broodmother, he cannot drag him back close enough, but he has to keep the Firefly on. But Matubama up the hill and almost away. Mid 1, what would you give for a Sunstrike right now? Off Matubama just to stick around. Oh, you do no damage. You're a Quaswex.
Yeah. That was a nice attempt from KheZu though, coming in at a good time and getting that lasso off. When Brutus dusted, he moves pretty slowly in these webs since he loses those 20% move speed. So they were able to run at him, but not fast enough. GH saving him there with the Void on the Bad Rider, taking him away. So
MP has actually had the best time on this bottom lane. Like, he's forced Mind Control to burn Dreamcall for no reason before. He's getting a lot of CS down here. He's building up on his items, and he is going to go for the Hood to start with extra life, sustainability.
Yeah, and haven't talked too much about the lifesteal. It's been a pretty quiet game apart from mid where a lot of the action has been happening, but lifesteal is going to go for a Midas here. Miracle is very close to that. And
maybe even talk about the supports too. Talk about the difference in the farm. It's the Keeper of the Light who has been really uncontested. He's just been pushing back the top lane.
Yeah.
After Bristleback left, Puppey's just been sitting in these two camps, stacking, farming, already has his Buckler up and running, and could look for something else as a saving item. I think he did this in the previous games where he went for a 4-star straight after the Tranquils.
Mid 1 mid.
Yeah, issues, Dreamcall, YapzOr, Cogs will create a little bit of space. The Dreamcall from Mind Control's holding him there. And with the safety illuminate from Puppey flying over their shoulders, MP TPing in, they're going to push and take this mid-tier 1 tower.
Full 5-man squad of Secret here to get this tower away from the Broodmother.
Yeah, Puppey's already left. He realizes he shouldn't be here as well. Up to top lane, keep the defense going. If he wants to recall someone up, he can do so. But that tier 1 tower goes the way of Team Secret.
Yep. Good rotations. It's expensive to bring 5 heroes there, but I still think it's worth it to get that Brood tower down. Open up the map, push that wave out a bit. Should give them more safety around their own jungle, so maybe Invoker can start catching up. He is going for that Midas, by the way. Almost has it, as a matter of fact. The recipe plus, wow. He's going to get a 12-minute Midas on Quaswex against Brood. This is really impressive stuff from mid 1.
It helps when he gets the last hit in the tower. Like, that injection of money has gone a long way.
He also has 90 CS.
To the, I guess he got 103 of Brood. He got a lot of Spiderlings.
He must have got a lot of Spiderlings in that mid-fight. That gives him a lot of gold here. Very nice for him. That's the phase, or sorry, the Midas coming out just now. And, yeah. Interesting to see for me, because I know this matchup is like unwinnable for Invoker. When you're Quasic Sword, it's just impossible. But I didn't know how well Quaswex actually fares. He's still losing the lane, but it's not as much as I thought he would, even as Quaswex. So
it's not going to restrict the scaling of mid 1's Invoker.
No, he's just going to probably start building into Exord at this point with his Midas. He's going to get the levels in time. Might see him go for the experience gain talent now on 15, just to make sure he gets to peak at the right time instead of the Forge Spirit summoned.
She seems kind of funny. Like, you're gonna get like the earlier Kuro's not going to help out either. Mid 1 claims his 3rd kill of the game. But you're going to have Bristleback with both a Hood and a Vanguard in the
mid-roots that you'll see in this tournament, I think. Maybe plus minus the medallion. It depends on personal preference, I think. But the Radiance, it's just... Brood gets this the fastest in the game. Like, there's no contesting. Who can get a Radiance minute 13 this patch like this?
Where's the hookshot? YapzOr. He had vision on Kuro, but it's the invisible Night Stalker with the lifesteal sitting inside of him, right on top of mid one. They get the silence off. Invoker cannot actually invoke up his Ghost Walk. Does he have enough time and life? He does not. Even with the 1 charges, YapzOr will trap GH inside the cogs. He'll burn it by taking to the flight. As YapzOr open wounds in 3 seconds time. Hook shots down to KheZu. He's already back in the safety of the shrine.
Nice teamwork to get out of that one, but they still get the big kill. They got mid one. That's what they came for.
But they couldn't have expected the invis room from the Night Stalker.
No.
All of their vision is pretty defensive, looking for the invasion into their top area, where the Keeper of the Light was farming. And Puppey does have the defense. Kuro commits Mass Serpent Wards, but they just lost their wave. So these Mass Serpent Wards won't last long, and in fact already KheZu triggers the drum charge, trying to catch up to Kuro, who's already very, very low. He's got shackled with Flame Break and Firefly on top of him. He needs one more sticky Napalm charge, and the tick from Flame Break, it's just worn off, so Kuro does still have the life. 3rd sticky Napalm charge up, as Matumberman, he'll kill off Bristleback. The Clockwork Rocket will find that kill as well onto Kuro behind the tower. But with no tier 1 tower, it was already sitting at like 100 HP, Matumberman just dove in after the Bristle. Difficult kill to get, but he got it.
Yeah, so Liquid just took 3 towers in a row there. Or actually, no. Brood, mid tower got... And this top tower is now low. And this is how a lot of Brood games go. Like, at some point you lose control. Unless you have that core matchup that just does so well. And
bottom tower.
If you get the Blink Dagger on KheZu, then you're going to have the matchup doing well.
Then you have a way of catching the Brood.
Yep.
The problem is this Brood is currently...
Okay, you catch the Night Stalker, that'll work. Tornado up, and GH. He was trying to snipe the Courier, who was chasing it before, and kind of hung around too long.
This is... I know I'm talking a lot about the Brood Mother, but this really is like the story of the game. When you pick Brood, it's a Brood game.
Yeah.
And look at his net worth, man. Just look at it.
9.6. What's his goal per minute? I'm like, hey, can you beat an Alchemist? Probably not. Dream Call catching out Puppey, so Keeper of the Light. Troublesome, but there's no follow-up damage. Once Ether Shock's already been used, now Mind Control on the run, has his Phase Shift and Orb, going to try and get the distance. It goes into the tree line. Maybe not as far away as he would have liked to. But luckily for him, YapzOr does not have his hookshot available.
A secondary thing to consider in this game as well, by the way, is the economy of the Radiant team. They have to buy so many sentries. That hurts supports. You can really feel it in some games that the supports are starved because of sentries. Fortunately, they have the Coddle to be able to do it. But look at Puppey. You were saying he was farming so much. His gold is going into sentries. He still has Tranquil's Buckler minute 16, and I don't know if how much he's really progressing here.
He's got a Glimmer Cape.
Okay,
on
he got a Glimmer Cape. That's good.
He was getting a lot of money.
It's very good for them that they have this type of hero that can farm as a support and get rid of these Spiderlings, so Puppey can keep the economy flowing. You don't want to be buying sentries all game as Clockwork. Like, that would be really, really bad.
Bidwan's actually killing so many Spiderlings just from, like, Tornado. Like, they're being massively grouped up. Now, Infest pop out, you can say goodbye to YapzOr. Silence, so he cannot cog, but Lifestealer and GH, they're in very, very deep. The EMP's down, so they run into this one. Everyone's Bone Drive mana. Miracle wants to escape. Broodmother now going to get clipped. Not really clipped, but then again, she cannot get down as long as she continues to take damage. Those webs won't work. They have to create space. Kuro does it with the Mass Serpent, more smack bang in the middle of the fight, but MP's in himself a double kill, looking for a triple on the GH, and Puppey denies himself to the neutral creeps.
Oh my god, did you see that? He didn't run into the camp. The Satyr just poked its head out, just ran at him and clubbed him once on the top of the head, and he got killed. I think he's very happy with that. He's probably going to die to the Night Stalker.
Well, after we see if Mind Control can escape from this, he's got some mana. Phase Shift, Orb is on cooldown for the moment. Here comes Batrider, a Flame Break, just trying to interrupt him for the moment. There goes your Phase Shift to Orb. They'll tend him down south, and he actually, well, he's actually dead. So
we're gonna
let's see the fight once more.
So this is a really good response from Team Secret here. This is the perfect way of playing it. They get the EMP in, so Matumba has no mana. He gets dragged up on the cliff by KheZu. They kill Miracle up here with the Bristle, I believe. He will eventually bring him down, I think. Yeah. And at this point, this fight is really hard for Liquid because their highest net worth hero can't play. He's doing Radiance damage, but that's it. And now Puppey just barely survived. But that was about the best fight Secret could have hoped for. That was really well done by them. The quick response to the kill on YapzOr, like you said, Liquid were in deep with the Night Stalker and the Lifestealer. And Secret very quickly brought over the rest of their lineup to take that fight, and everyone contributed exactly what they had there. So, nice stuff from them. Bringing them back to a pretty even footing in this game, actually. It was starting to look bad for them, but that was a 3K swing on gold. Experience actually leading now.
And they're looking to go further ahead. A 4-man smoke up. The dive vision was too far south, so they did not see this. As the Blink Dagger Lasso. That's what they want to start this with. KheZu is the man, GH is the one they don't want. But I guess they'll take whatever they can get. So, Night Stalker, Mr. Plate Mail first, is going to get brought down by Team Secret.
I guess he's going to go for a Lotus Orb.
Yep.
Against the Bat Rider mainly, and against Monolith.
But this is such a good move now from Team Secret. Like, you're able to get the kill, you get aggressive vision down, and they do what they want to do on top lane. Take out the tier 1 towers, try and restrict the tower vision and the tower positions of Team Liquid. So if the Brood does come out, there's not a quick and easy TP right behind him. And MP is fantastic at bringing down towers. Soon, with the money that they've claimed from this, he'll also pick up his Solar Crest. When this tower goes down, he'll have the cash for it.
This is a max Wex Alacrity, by the way, so that gives a lot of attack speed. Not so much damage, but the attack speed is very nice.
TPing top. YapzOr's coming in behind them. He's got his hook shot available. Shadow Shaman able to get the Mass Morse down. Doesn't trap in YapzOr, but with the shackles, maybe it will be enough. And the silence, it does do its work. MP's arrived. Hasn't spent that money yet, so doesn't have the Solar Crest available. But he'll move in to try and farm up the Mass Serpent Wards. Mind Control might have something to say about this. With that jump in, Infest Bomb, KheZu dies so quickly. And Broodmother, well, there's not a lot of mana to work with because, again, they ran into the EMP willingly, Team Liquid. But they're not going to push the tower too heavily.
This is a very high impact build on Brood right now. He went for the Mask of Madness, so he's putting his net worth to use, and this is going to ramp him up even faster. Such a quick farming build. And now into the BKB, that is when things are going to get scary for Secret. Then they can't really use their Invoker against it. They still have the Lasso, of course, that they can try to cliff him with.
Yeah.
But it's going to get harder for them. And that was a good move from Liquid to find those 2 kills. Get that aggressive vision out as well.
I'm waiting for them to Roshan as well. Like, you've got a Broodmother running in the mid with Mask of Madness up and running.
And the Medallion. Yeah,
and Medallion. Like, there's so much that allows them just to snipe out Roshan. Even Miracle. Like, just having him on the front lines for Roshan does the work.
Yep.
But the longer they wait, the more opportunity it is for MP to get in there and take Roshan. They have negative armor of their own. GH, once again. It seems like he is the punching bag of KheZu.
Yeah. He has 7 out of 9 deaths on Liquid. Oh, wait, that's wrong. 7 out of 15. That's not how the scoreboard works. That's half the deaths. He's getting found and targeted a lot, and it's a good thing for Secret to keep him down. I think if they could choose, they would have probably rather had a couple of those kills on someone else, but the supports of Liquid are not having that good of a game. That's where the net worth discrepancy is, because their cores are doing wonderfully.
YapzOr's in trouble. Nice tornado, creating some space here from mid one. YapzOr needs that distance, and the Glimmer Cape from Puppey will do it. But Tubberman wants to fight, but he's blinded up at the moment. Mid one, keeping the cold snap going. Is that fresh? Actually, no. Wu has the gem. It got picked up. It's in the hands of Invoker, who goes down. The Gem of True Sight gets lost on the deck. MP's trying to regather it. It's not going to work. It's in the hands of KheZu. They need to keep this Gem of True Sight, but now it's KheZu. They're just going from Gem Carrier to Gem Carrier. A double kill for Miracle. And now it's up to MP to stand his ground and keep the fight going. He's got the Gem. Third Gem Carrier. This thing's an albatross. Take it and you die. Team Liquid lose 4 heroes. Team Secret lose 4 heroes to Team Liquid.
They have to buy back. This lineup pushes really fast as well. Lifestealer and the Brood can both hit. There's the Insatiable Hunger.
That's money you do not want to have to use right now.
If they don't buy back, they lose this tier 3. Then they will probably hold after that. But losing that tier 3 and opening up the shrines next to Roche will also give Liquid Roshan inevitably. They are going to back out. Miracle's actually sticking around for a bit. Alright.
He's away.
That's enough.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That's a big swing, that moment. That's like a 5k swing.
Yep.
That one fight. And it looks scary for Matumba. I don't blame Secret for going for that kill. Matumba was really far out on his own. They had the gem. They just didn't have the damage.
He's got so much lifesteal. Like, how do you combat that? And now Puppy's gonna die as well. It just went from bad to worse for him. He needed the 4-star in the last fight, but he decided to invest into the gem over finishing his 4-star.
That's what Brood does to you. It's that mental damage.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Actively giving the enemy team brain damage over. That's what that hero.
I just love how you've gone from VP smacking their head up against a wall in our first series of the day to now the brain damage which Team Secret are suffering at the hands of Liquid.
It's really hard, man. It's hard to play this game. I think Secret are actually playing very well. I want to commend them on this game. In my mind, this game is so difficult to play, and they've made a lot of good moves, but it just takes one slip up like that to put themselves back in a really bad spot.
Yeah, and then they play recovery. Like mid one had the better lane than anyone thought he was going to. The influence of MP early on was also fantastic. They shut down Mind Control because Mind Control as well as GH gave them that double kill on the top at the very beginning of the game too. So they've taken the good parts. They at least came up with a plan. Like they pushed down tier 1 towers. They try and restrict the field of play for Team Liquid.
They played the Quaswex Invoker. They took the steps that they could, and they got the laning that they could, which at the end of the day was not that bad. Like their laning was fine, to be honest.
Is Kuro meant to do this? He's got the Tome of Knowledge sitting in his backpack. I guess, is there a reason to save it beyond level 11?
Kuro, read a book, dude. Just read it. This doesn't do anything. I think he just he's not noticing. I was like, oh, I have a book.
It's like I must have my Sentry Ward to reveal there.
Unless if he wants to save it to just get level 12 and wants to like fool the opposing team to thinking he's level 11. Something like that. Like some next level stuff would be the only reason I can see. Okay, now it was definitely a mistake because now you serve wars.
Yeah. Mass Weapon was down right on top of Roshan. And Bristle is in the neighborhood. Roshan's going down not that quickly. The Dream Core's burnt, and the fact that mid one's already lost in the mid lane is 100% Team Liquid will now get Roshan. No YOLO Yapsor play.
Roshan has fallen to the down.
They actually had a lot of player deaths in this game.
Yeah.
30 already at the 25-minute mark. Harder one to predict.
The rest is going like I predicted. I said Liquid for Roche kills, first blood 0-3, and then highest net worth Brood Mother, because this is a Brood game. This is such a Brood game, man.
I'm still wondering if he can end it. Like, you've got the BKB, you've got a wonderful combat thing, but pushing high ground against Team Secret is a pain in the butt. Like, if you get EMP Tornado, like you're already gonna run out of most of the mana for the Brood Mother. Like, this combination is difficult to force the issue against Team Secret when they defend high ground.
Kuro has still not used this book, man. I'm
Radiant's bottom
getting triggered.
Yeah, I'm
Blink Last Soap, they found a target up on top. His Lifestealer pulling him back in. They need a quick kill. Locking him inside the cogs will allow them to fight Miracle, but Miracle, he does so much damage with an extra Crystallis in his inventory. He'll hide inside of Mind Control Tornado, picking them up and down, still able to jaunt away to safety. And Yapsor's already starting his TP out. Matubman is in the middle of this fight. He knows he cannot stand and live here. Matubman triggering the BKB. Quick 4-star. Gets mid one a little bit further out. He's got that Rod of Atos. He's waiting for the right time just to pop somebody. And the only casualty of war here for Team Secret was actually Puppy.
And the courier.
Oh,
got killed by the tower. Flew in.
Okay. Whoops.
Oh, Kuro used the book, Toby. Here we go.
Oh wait, did he?
He noticed, I think.
Okay, he's been smarts now.
Yeah. I was starting to wonder, since it had been that long and he had used another item from his inventory, that he simply was doing something that I wasn't aware of, but I think that's it. Anyway, let's go mid.
Yeah, Rod of Atos on the Brood Mother, trying to hold in there as long as they can. Get that negative armor in. Mass Open Wards triggered out by Kuro in front of the racks. They need to actually focus down onto that racks, but it's only the melee. But Tomerman, Tornado's going to pick him up. Remember, he's got the Aegis the Immortal, so he'll come back to life. But no BKB, no Insatiable Hunger, but they have a Miracle moving straight forward. Yapsor, hook shots forward, doesn't actually get the cogs off. It was on cooldown. Rod of Atos is actually slowing down Batrider. 4-star was able to pull Matubman back in range of Yapsor and MP. The trade-off is a 1-for-1, however. Mind Control went in deep, and GH, successful TP out. Yep, he's able to do that. Who else have they got? It's Mind Control. Not a lot of mana, one charges, he's getting cold snapped up, unable to to use his blink. The Illuminate's a little bit off target, and now, oh, do they actually see the edge vision? Orbs down, still worried. Down south, the Sunstrike, the Illuminate's going to connect. They know he's there. There's no TP out. This is an important kill if they can get it, because it's their gem of True Sight that they want to reclaim. Mind Control now heads north after being down south. Mid lane got attacked, and you actually lost your mid racks because Miracle just ran in and took the bloody racks while they were chasing Mind Control Gem up on the top lane.
He juked them for a good 20 seconds there, at least. Wow. And
Smoke mirrors distraction.
That was a really good defense, though, by Secret. That was very nice. The way they combined their spells and set up the defense with the Tornado EMP, like you mentioned, they get the right lasso target, the right time, and it was probably a little bit too deep by Matumba Man there on the Brood to dive like that. He felt safe. You know, he had Aegis on level 22. He's a really strong hero.
Alright, is this Team Secret just saying, like, alright boys, like, enough is enough. Hey, we'll have mid one. Actually, mid one can't beat TN. He's got phase boots. There's like 4 heroes grouping up for the mid. Let MP do the pushing. TP is on the way from Team
recall.
Liquid.
They can bring the Invoker with recall at least, so
that
they
is
will
true.
be able to get it back.
That's if the fight comes off. They're smoking up and they're going to wrap around the bottom. There is no vision whatsoever, but the circle which was drawn up from mid one was right on top of where Team Liquid is.
Oh, they're going to find someone here.
Yeah, MP's nearby. Mind Control. Okay,
maybe not.
They've gone the wrong direction, but obviously they don't see what we see. Or else they would have turned left.
Full on disengage there. Secret. They just, the moment darkness was popped, they just ran for the hills. GH did get some info there. He saw MP, but doesn't have enough assistance from his team to go for that kind of a kill.
I like the build from MP. Shiva's Guards coming up next for him. It's going to be difficult to keep the spiders alive, as well as keep the chase going. Once the immunity's out for both Lifestealer as well as Brewbug. Not to mention the great armor.
My concern for Secret is still that they don't have enough damage.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Like, maybe you have to go for Shivas here, but who is actually going to kill the heroes in BKB and in Rage? They are going to have a very hard time bringing down anyone.
It could be Invoker, but not for another 10-15 minutes.
Yes.
So they have to survive for that long and get
He is starting a
space.
Bloodthorn build-up on Invoker, or at least an Orchid.
They're going to try and kite it. Like that's what has to happen. You've already got 3 4-stars, mid 1 Yapsor as well as Puppy, and 4 actually. Kezu's got 1 as well. So with all of these 4-stars, then you run of Atos, you just have to kite them out while Rage or BKB is triggered. It's the only way they can really do it.
For that to work, Liquid has to want to fight them though. They can just choose to farm. They own more than 3/4 of the map right now with their heroes. And Brood can just farm with the spiders while they push out all the lanes. And this is a lineup with Keeper of the Light and Invoker to push waves that just can't get out anymore.
Trapped at home.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, Team Liquid can keep their farm going. Matumberman, he's actually looking for a Bloodthorn of his own. Able to farm very efficiently across the map. Meanwhile, Team Liquid, it's 1.5, 1 minute 40 seconds until Roshan could potentially spawn for them. Then Aegis, the Immortal, and Cheese to go high ground. What's Mind Control? So it's just, he's got the Lincoln Sphere coming on the Courier. So more ways to counter the initiation of the Bat Rider. They got the Lotus Orb already up on the Night Stalker. It's so hard for Secret to get initiations. They actually they have to rely on Liquid to run at them. That's
pretty much. And they just got the gem on Bat Rider, so maybe they can try to find the Brood that way. But right now, Brood is kind of 5,000 range away from the heroes, so that's not really going to work for now.
This is not what they wanted to have to do. Like Kezu expending his BKB money in order to buy the gem.
Yeah.
But Poppy also needs to complete up more items. He's actually he just bought a Ghost Scepter to try and survive.
That's one good thing here. There's no diffusals yet on the Dire. Looks like they're not interested in buying them. Lifestealer is going AC. Brood is going Orchid into Bloodthorn, more than likely. He already has the Bloodthorn recipe. He has the Chrysalis as well, so the Bloodthorn is not far away for Matumba.
He's gonna hit like a truck. Like Daedalus on Miracle. Like he's already hitting like a truck. And the Assault Cuirass. Looks like he only needs the Plate Mail now. The rest of it sitting on the Courier, which is coming out with the Bloodthorn. I'm just trying to look on the bright side for Team Secret, and there isn't much of one. You're 20,000 net worth behind.
It's day.
With no way to really stop it. Yay!
That's kind of the upside.
And no darkness for 62 seconds.
They got a 60-second window to try and go.
But no Aghanim Scepter on a Keeper of the Light.
No.
Oh.
If they don't try to go now, then it's going to be harder in 2 minutes. It's going to be night for 6 minutes.
It's 25k on the experience graph.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's something Brood does as well. We talked about how farmed it gets and how good the lane is. His talents are incredible. 25% XP gain, 350 health on level 15, 70 attack speed, and then
be level
8
25
weapons.
by 35 minutes in.
Yep. What's his XP per minute? Oh, that was a kill. Mid
Yeah.
one. Fankuro. The entire team connected up there to get that kill.
Oh, and money. MP taking the watts.
It's 800 XPM on Brood right now.
Radiant's bottom tower.
All right,
is under
maybe it's gonna
attack.
be the Broodmother and not the Meepo that everyone thought it was gonna be. Who gets that one?
I need a couple more Brood games that will go like this, but I could see it happening for sure.
Oh, mind
Slot
control.
games left.
Infest time.
That's for me.
Normally you're doing this if you want to go for a gank.
Yeah, they're trying to snipe a kill bottom lane. I think when this wave pushes in, they're expecting 1 or 2 heroes to just try to defend this wave and then pounce on that. This can go wrong. Secret actually here with good numbers. They're not gonna try.
No. At least mid one has the money for the Orc. He'll have to expend his buyback if he wants it. And they just come to Roshan instead. That'll work. BT's up. Miracle just hitches a ride. So, nice for them. Aegis and Cheese. Miracle's got a slot open. Do you give it to him just because Matumberman, like the Aegis?
Roshan has fallen to
Just
the
because
dark.
Matumberman's already pretty invincible?
Matumba takes the cheese. I think the Brood is more susceptible to dying than the Lifestealer. Lifestealer has a lot more armor. But what they're going to do here is they put the Aegis on the hero that's going to siege the racks. They'll send in Lifestealer, he will use Rage, and he will hit the tower. If he gets lassoed, he has a second life, and then Liquid are going to come in storming with all of their team fight.
Oh, Blink, Lasso. That Aegis the Immortal may not be going to good use. They forced up again, trying to get him in range of the tier 4 towers, and also using that new silence they've found. A Miracle rages up, and maybe he's got enough lifesteal to stay alive. Across the back, turns the back, EMP, no, not following up, just the Tornado. But Matumberman has no matter anyway. Cheese is available. Miracle, Aegis the Immortal has burnt. And a lot of that doesn't really count for much now. Team Liquid not getting what they wanted out of it.
Lasso's on cooldown. That's the silver lining here.
That's true.
Now Lifestealer can go in and hit with Rage, and nobody can stop him.
The cogs are there to push him back once it breaks off. Kora puts down the Aghanim Scepter Master Wards. These have to be killed off by Team Secret if they want to continue to fight around their own tower. Kezu stacking everyone up with the gunk. Sticky Napalm. Nice hook shot from YapzOr. Isolating Miracle. He'll fall down with no buyback. Matumberman triggers his BKB. But it's a low BKB time now, and already Kezu is on the hunt, trying to keep the vision. Tornado is not going to reach Matumberman. Tier 3 tower remains alive on the bottom.
Nice kill.
You can already see him coming back to make sure that there is no shenanigans, but the man who did it last time, Miracle, is dead.
That was really well set up. They forced him to use Rage, and then when Rage was on cooldown, the angle for the hookshot was presented to YapzOr, and he just jumped for it. Had a feeling that Rage wasn't going to be ready, and Rage came off cooldown just when Miracle died. Still, though, you know, it's like a bit of both, right? It's great defensive plays by Secret, but honestly also just a little bit sloppy. Liquid send in the Lifestealer alone at first, he gets caught, then he's in the enemy base, wastes the Aegis, has to disengage, and then the second time he gets caught again. So, you know, Liquid can probably just group up as 5, play this one a little bit more tight and a little more disciplined, and they would probably have a second lane of racks by now. But a little bit of mistakes and maybe overconfidence can cost you a bit. They have a big buffer.
Yeah.
They have so much margin for error right
But
now.
when you have this kind of buffer, every mistake means so much as well. Like, you had an advantage of 22,000 net worth. You get to lose 2,000 just because you've lost one hero.
Yeah. Do you think that Lifestealer's going to die 11 times?
I don't know about that many times. YapzOr's going to look for the Hawk shot. Too short. Mid one wants to go for more. A quick Tornado up. There is Phase Shift as well as Orb. And he's able to do both of those to get away mind control.
I think he would have died if that hook connected, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they had enough in the tank to get him out.
Because it would have been like battery assault and more control.
Yep. It's pretty good damage. Clockwork still deals good damage at this stage of the game when you isolate a hero.
You just need to have a little bit more of a level. Have that level 3 hook shot.
Yep.
As opposed to the 2 he's got.
The angle was good enough, he just didn't have the range. Liquid are going to go again. They don't seem too phased by that mistake they made before. They still have the cheese, I believe, on the Brood. Yes, they do. It's going to run down.
I say at least on this time, hook shots off cooldown, but it's a low cooldown time. Miracle runs in, and goodbye Tier 3 Tower. Liquid Spear from Mind Control, helping to protect him. Tornado will fly through, doesn't hit on anybody else. Meanwhile, Matumbaman attacking the top tower with an army of Broodlings.
Coddle will take care of that. One illumination will do the trick.
Is it actually enough? Woo, good money, good money, good money, good money. He managed to get the back shot out. They found a target. It's going to be Kuro. Battery Assault, making it difficult to really do anything. In fact, MP goes smack bang into the middle of it. Dream Call or not, MP's happy to sit in here, and they got the lasso. They got Broodmother, dragging Matumbaman back inside the basement, right on top of YapzOr. Matumbaman will just eat everybody alive. Now we'll go for the bigger and more thistle-y version. MP push Liquid away from that rack, so Matumbaman can do it again. Back up to the mid, back up to the top. Keep chipping away at the side towers and split the defense of Team Secret. Miracle down to the melee ranks. There's no fortification. MP can't really stop him. Maybe they can get a kill. The Rod of Atos is on Mind Control. They've got the Cool Spray kicking out. Mind Control, where are you going to go here? He jumps down and then tries to orb to the west. I don't know if Mid-One poorly worked it out. The Deafening Blast, dodged by Phase Shift. GH still in the middle of this fight. MP, he can't do much. In fact, he's making space being made by GH, so Miracle can finish off the bottom ranks while Matumbaman is taking the top. They're all over him like a hot rash, and I don't know if there's an ointment for Team Secret. MP trapped in with Miracle. The cogs from YapzOr try and create space, but Megas are up for Team Liquid. They have to find something here, Team Secret, because Liquid have taken everything. So Secret locked inside the Dream Call. Tornado Lee sends Miracle up, back inside of Rage, lost the armor to toggle. GH want to give him a little bit more life. Into the back lines is Matumbaman and Kuro. Massup Mords are there. They drop down a sentry looking for the target, but the Hex is over on MP. Massup Mords hoping for a trap, but the 4-star breaks and free. Matumbaman going after Puppey. Stealth Glimmers to get back to the Tier 4 towers, while MP Shivas slows down Matumba as well as Kuro. The Rod of Atos holds the Broodmother in position, but then Cheese and then Munch, but not enough Munch. And the crunch is actually going to be Kuro's bones to make Secret's bread. But you're megged.
Yeah.
Upside for Liquid.
Matumba could have got out of there 10 times after Miracle disengaged, I think, but him and Kuro wanted to stick around for some fun.
Send that message. There's a reason why we're going to be #1 out of the groups. There's a reason why Team Secret...
There's a reason why we're going to be #1 out of the groups. He will run at you and give you kills, and you still lose.
Hey, it's the Matumbaman spirit. That's what he was always known for. He would dive when no one else would want to dive.
Man, this game is ugly. And I want to say, you know, you haven't watched this game, you just tuned in and you look at the graph and you're like, wow, Secret got trashed, right? But they actually played well. There's just some games where you're at a really big strategic disadvantage. I think they're on this stream that of games we've cast, this might be the biggest outpick I've seen. It's either this one or what was the other game we watched? I think it was one of Infamous games.
Yeah,
that was also
the LGD Infamous game.
Yeah, there was an LGD Infamous game that was also pretty difficult. But this one, I think this one takes the cake for me. I really think Liquid did a very good job in tailoring their strategy. They've counterpicked so many elements of Secret's draft that Secret had to play their A game, and they're playing well. It's not enough. They need to. I mean, I don't even know what to say, like what they should have done differently or better, because I'm already impressed with what they managed to do. It's just so hard.
Yeah. They fought valiantly, and now they're megged. They'll keep the defense going until Team Liquid decide to have another crack. This will probably be around Roshan, who spawns up in possibly 40 seconds. Matumbaman now has evasion to add to the mischance he's giving off, so he's got the Butterfly and the Radiance together with the Bloodthorn. So this Broodmother is beyond a beast, and the sustain from MP it's not going to be enough. They at least can reposition. Team Secret can still try and play the kite game, but there's only so much you can kite between a Tier 4 tower as well as, okay, Miracle, what are you doing down there?
Like, what's happening? Like, what is this?
What is he doing down there?
What? There's like 1-on-5 in the enemy base. I don't know what's going on.
Like, the Brood's not even looking to fight that.
we still come back to the same problem with the Bristleback, though, right? You're saying he can probably still stay alive. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Liquid aren't hitting him. They're just pretending he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They're going
That's
for
why he's trying to
everyone
force
else.
it. Like, he's trying to get an Abyssal Blade, so at least he can...
It does
like,
deal damage, man.
Yeah, but he might be able to stun up the Broodmother when she's trying to insatiable hunger. I suppose that duration is 14 seconds, so okay, yeah.
I mean, it's still a good item. It's not that. Like, a lot of the times, Abyssal is the choice here for Bristleback. It's a good item. It's just like, who's going to kill the heroes if they actually go in together, right? If they isolate them one by one like this, then for sure. But
it's got to be. I say it's got to be mid one, but he's basically always forced into cross Wex. Now it's Mind Control, who is 1-on-5 in exactly the same position Miracle was. Nice hookshot from YapzOr. They can keep the stuns going. He can't orb away the Gem of True Sight. Now picked up by Team Secret and Liquid. I don't know. It's like food for the poor right now. They've opened to the kitchens.
Did I have any one of them in my fantasy team? I don't think so. They're just farming fantasy points.
No one will be using Liquid or Secret in the fantasy team. They only have one series.
Oh, this is their only one?
Yeah, so it's like, unless they play 6 tie-breaking matches, you're not going to get your value out of either of these teams.
Unless Liquid somehow lose this game, they're not even playing a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I think. Or they could technically be tied for first, but I don't think that game gets played. I think it's about heads-up scores between Liquid and LGD, which might be a draw. Then I don't know what they do after that. But,
yeah.
Well, Secret staying alive. They keep finding these kills that Liquid want to give them.
And the more it happens, hey, there's Lotus Orb starting to appear over on Team Secret. One good fight, and they could potentially counter-push.
They still have to get through tier 2s, Toby. It's...
I'm looking on the bright side of life right now. Like, I'm Monty Pythoning the crap out of this stuff. Like, right now, Team Secret are being crucified, and they're like, you know what? There's a way down from this.
The biggest upside I can think of is that they do have Invoker. So if they somehow magically manage to delay this game far enough, he is probably the best hero in this game, in ultra late game.
They're turning him into a DPSer. Like, I've seen that Hurricane Pike being...
about it.
And now he's been having it for the last 5 minutes, but now he changed his mind.
To Shiva?
He's changed his mind to Shiva's God.
Yeah, well, if they're just playing defense duty and they think they can hold for a very long time, they can maybe get the damage items later.
But it's also like the BKB's getting lower. Even getting something like a Scythe Device, like the control from that may be a nice option too.
That's a Lotus Orb on the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Hex is not what it used to be. It's hard to use that item. There is one on Mind Control, actually, in this case, but he's also not playing against any Lotus right now.
You've got one. It's on Puppey.
Oh, there's one?
And there's a second one being built up by YapzOr.
Yeah. They're mainly getting it for that Hex. For the Hex and for the Night Stalker silence. It's a... Hex is definitely not as good as it used to be because of Lotus Orb, because of Force Staff, and overall the build-up of it is very expensive and very slow for this patch. It's hard to use it.
Bristles.
I don't think that's the item we should get.
Bristle's not going to go for it. He's going for Mjolnir. So looking for his attack damage. Also, obviously the Lightning Shield. Team Liquid now have Refresher Orb, Aghanim set to Shadow Shaman wards.
It's time to end with style here.
Yeah,
I think.
And they're going to smoke and come in. So prepare yourself, Secret. The Warriors be coming.
The Swarm is coming. Brood with Illus, a billion Serpent wards, Aegis and Cheese.
And they just have to Illuminate spam,
Toby,
try and keep him out.
This is the defense that they don't make. This is the hold that they
I don't want to hear that negativity from you, Cinderin. Here comes your Illuminate Mind Control. Jumping in, he's got the Life Stealer inside of him. The Dream Colt already going to break the sun. Mid one once back. Batalman attacking into the tier 4 towers. Mass Serpent Wars #1. Mass Serpent Wars #2 with a hook shot from YapzOr. Finding Kuro, but there's so many wards. So much damage. Miracle. He has the EG.SumaiL. They'll Abyssal Blades on him up and drag him into the fountain. That's the way you win a TI. Take the cause into the fountain. Miracle. He's going to actually have the EG.SumaiL pumped. The tier 4 towers are falling. MP, too much damage from the Mass Serpent wards, and now Miracle's alive once more. MP will die by backing up, but it's already GG. The Fortress will pop, and Team Liquid, in style, take game 1.
It's like artillery barrage of Serpent wards, just...
5 seconds remaining.
Team Secrets, turn to ban. Team Liquids, turn to ban. Team Secrets, turn to ban. Team Liquids, turn to ban. Team Secrets, turn to pick.
If you want to keep watching LGD versus TNC, head yourself over to Stream 3. Of course, there's Dota going on all of the channels, but here on Channel 1, we'll have Liquid versus Team Secret Game 2. After Liquid had a wonderful Brood Mother Matumberman Game 1, securing victory, securing winners bracket, putting Team Secret in one hell of a bad spot.
Didn't they guarantee Secret lower bracket as well?
I believe so.
I think they are done as well for this. They can. This game still matters for Secret because it can secure them 5th, or at least a tie for 5th with IGV.
So they can choose between Execration and Cloud9.
Yes. How did their series against IGV go? They drew. So I don't know how it's going to go. If they end up on the same score, I'm not sure what the rules are beyond that for who gets the actual 5th place. But Secret will start in the lower bracket. It is settled now. Liquid are currently in a position where they could technically tie for first with
Evil Geniuses?
With LGD.
Oh, with
LGD. EG are done at 11 and 5. LGD can still make 12 and 4, which Liquid would be on if they lose this game. So this game still matters to Liquid to secure their first place. They need to win this game as well, putting them at 13-3. Very good score for the group stage. This is a tough bracket. And Secret are going to start out with the first pick Sanking, as you said. And this gives Liquid their IO and their Shaker. This is something that Liquid fans like to see. When GH gets to play IO, you know stuff is going to go down. Yeah.
At the same time, Team Secret lacquering on the team fight. SK as well as Faceless Void together. Chronosphere, fantastic against relocating in targets as well. So Team Secret have their team fight there that they're searching for. It's so far not outdrafted.
They need to make sure that their lanes don't fall apart against this Wisp. It's nice to have the team fight aspect covered against IO, so it's hard to use relocate to make those like team fight moves. But at the same time, the second strength of IO that I think Liquid are maybe the absolute best at using is that it can apply pressure on lanes. GH is very good at identifying where to go to look for kills or to look for putting pressure, simply. I'm expecting Liquid to pick multiple lanes that the IO can combine with. I think Shaker already can actually use IO pretty well as an off-lane hero. Shaker gets very strong when he gets combined with IO to kill the safe laner. We might see them grab something like this classic Sven that they've been running on Miracle in that mid lane for IO dual lanes. There's plenty of other options. They could take the healing route as well, where they go Matumba Man on Necrophos. Since AA has been banned by Liquid, they are securing themselves the option of playing like that. I actually like Necro right now as a pick. Even in this position, it could be very good. Lane matchup against Faceless Void is great. There we go. It's great against Void. It's alright against Sand King, and they have the save. IO can take him out of the chrono. This is worrying for Secret already. They have to find a way to pierce this healing of Liquid. And with AA out of the picture, they can't deny the healing. So they gotta have the damage. They simply need to be able to kill these heroes while also having their lanes. And I gotta say, you know, this is not Secret being outpicked in this position. It's just Liquid are so comfortable when they have a lineup like this. This is like their bread and butter, almost, of first 3 picks.
So this is when we look to see Team Secret actually pick up their comfort heroes, the ones which can still act nicely against the mass amount of heal, so we need damage, but they still want to have more team fight. They're going to go for a Silencer, at least that's one way to actually put a spanner in the works of Team Liquid's machine.
It's a good choice. This is a way of preventing the healing. It's an alternative approach. Instead of having the massive damage, they're going to try to just prevent them from casting their healing spells. Silencer, a nice pick in this position. I was wondering if Secret were going to go for something like Heavy Spell Burst, but Invoker has already been banned by Liquid, seeing the Void pick. I'm not sure what other Spell Burst heroes mid-1 really shines on. He's good on Ember, but the synergy with Void is pretty lackluster. You could get something like... You could play his TA, but that's really bad against Necro. Yeah, and the Storm Void is also awkward, you know? The Silencer seems like a very good choice. Like, whether it's a core or support, this is a hero that can use the Chrono and can counter Liquid. I think this was more or less the best hero in the pool, so nice pick from Secret in this position. And it seems like it's got Liquid thinking a bit.
Yeah. Liquid are going to burn some of their reserve time. But we're still looking for the other lanes from them. Like, we don't know about the off lane. Potentially they pick up their secondary support now if the Earthshaker isn't that. If we want, we need Rubik. That's what we need. Let the Silencer run mid. We need YapzOr's Rubik. Except he'll probably play the SK in this game.
Yeah, most likely he'll be playing Sanking. I think so too.
Yeah.
It could still be an offlane Sanking for Kezu and the safe lane Void. It is a possible constellation of heroes,
but when you're popping up saying they don't have enough damage, running safe lane Faceless Void can sometimes really bite you in the butt.
The problem that they have is that both their core core matchups lose to Necro. Void and Sand King both lose that lane pretty hard, I think. It's actually very annoying to play Void against a Necro. The reason being, the way Void plays his lanes is that he sustains with Time Walk, but the Necrophos damage is constant. You just slowly lose your regen. Necro will possibly even buy like an Orb of Venom, and he'll just keep hitting you. He'll just hit you. Oh, you want to hit back? I press my Ghost Shroud. What now? Then you can't hit me back, and then you run away. And then you just reset, keep that harassment going constantly. It's very hard to gank for the Void in that lane, because like once again, like how are you going to kill that Necro when he uses that spell? It's like a very one-sided matchup.
That's when we need the magical burst damage. That's when like you can look at a different hero in the mid that can rotate around, still have that magical burst that you're searching for. You find something that can actually lend silence and damage through that. Like Skyrath I don't see working into their lineup, even though it's nice with a Faceless Void.
Honestly, something along those lines I would be down for. I think Secret needs to do something like drastic to make sure that they can find these fights and these kills. Now this Earth Spirit is going to be played by Kuro most likely, so they might be looking for a mid-hero that they can...
Gyrocopter?
Yeah.
Alright.
Damage in the Chrono. Need to kill heroes, but the Flat Cannon will not be that great against the Necro, but he has a good like hybrid of damage, like just damage, you know, damage. Need to make sure you have enough. If they go for like a greedier, slower carry, it's not gonna happen, I think. So
there goes the Queen of Pain.
That would have been a nice pick as well.
Yeah,
I like that ban from Liquid.
The burst damage in the mid, the one which isn't the Lina.
And it was a hero that could avoid these Earth Spirit rotations that will be coming to mid. I'm curious if Secret, they need to decide now whether the Silencer is a core or a support on their last pick, and Liquid will see that before they choose theirs. But this mid lane of Secrets will be dangerous. There's going to be an Earth Spirit rolling, there's the Wisp rotation possibility, and there's a counter pick because Liquid have the last pick. This is the game where you don't want to play mid, you know?
Yeah.
You just actually don't want to play mid when you're on the Secrets lineup. And they have no hero that fits well. Maybe they put the Void there, actually. Could they do that?
Maybe. What about something more like an Ember Spirit? Like, can you get away with mid one's Ember?
I think he's going to get trashed.
Yeah, I think most heroes are going to get trashed in the mid, but at least you've got some level of evasion.
That's why I'm thinking the Void could go mid. I wonder if they're considering that option.
Well, they don't have a lot of time. Reserve time, 6 seconds, and the decision is Pugna.
Oh.
A big hero of the tournament.
Nice.
Does still question mark, though, like exactly who is what. Silencer and Pugna could both run as a core.
It's a good hero against the Necrophos. The Nether Ward is very annoying. It gives Team Secret the ability to push. Their 5-man is very good. I think this is a solid choice, the Pugna. Yeah. Who's where though? I don't think you put Pugna mid here, man. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, that's something like I'm wondering like exactly who's what. Puppy Pugna is not an uncommon thing.
Could do that.
If you want to switch him into the support, you could still have your off lanes SK, you have your safe lane Void.
The more I look at this, the more I like the Void mid, actually. But it depends what Liquid last pick. If the Void has a matchup mid that's playable, I think that's where they should put him, and then they should look for some more unorthodox lanes maybe, where they have maybe the Pugna in the safe lane, and then they run an aggro tri-lane with Sanking Silencer and Gyrocopter together. Something like that. Because this mid lane is going to be a nightmare. So you might as well just put the hero there that was supposed to be off lane. So he's going to get screwed anyway. And he would lose top as well, so you could try to like get around the problems in that way.
Yeah.
Let's see what Liquid choose to go for here. They're taking a lot of time. This Pugna pick might have thrown them off a little bit.
Look, Kuro's hands are up in the air at the moment. And
Oh, you need to pick a hero, man.
He's got 6 seconds. Hand on the mouse. The time it takes to move from hand to mouse to click, and we get anti-marker.
Now select your
Anti-marker.
heroes.
Anti-mage mid.
Miracle anti-mage. Matumbaman will take the Necro. Mind Control has the Earthshaker.
Yeah, so
And on the other side, was it? So it's Kezu's Void. It will actually be MP on the Gyrocopter. And then for the final drum roll, which one does Puppy get? He'll take the Silencer, so it's a core Pugner.
I still like the Void mid. I think it's good.
Puppy without the Immortal.
If you put the Void mid, he takes so little damage from Anti-Mage when he has Poor Man's Shield and is out of mana that they might not even kill with rotations from the Earth Spirit. You can just walk away, kinda. And that way they can try to put some pressure on the safe lane. I think if Secret put mid here on that Pugna, that could get scary pretty quickly with the Anti-Mage plus rotations, because Pugna is very killable for them. Pugna can't just go Poor Man's Shield and run out of mana and play that lane. That's not how the hero works. You do that on the Void. We'll see what they do. I think if Secret puts standard lanes, it's gonna bite them. That's not the right way to go about this. Don't put that Void solo off lane and put a safe lane tri-lane or something like that with the Gyro and Pugna mid. I feel like that way they can lose all 3 lanes. Maybe they don't lose their safe lane, but yeah. It's tough if they put the lanes that way, I believe.
Well, into the game we go. You want to help people with predictions while everyone takes their lanes?
I can give a couple of guesses on this
Total
one. I was 3 out of 4 in the last one.
Play with the highest total physical damage done to the heroes at the end of a game.
I'll do Anti-Mage, I think.
Yeah, Anti-Mage looks like the
Let's say more Gyro. Gyro does a lot of physical damage even when he loses, though. You get the Flak Cannon off. But we'll see. I'll do AM. Let's see if that's right.
I'll go with Gyro just to be different.
Barracks. 20 to 30.
You actually think it's going to be that quick? And who's going to be pushing high ground to do that?
I think Liquid will be in a good position to push high ground at that time. It's that or the next one. It's not 40 plus.
I think it'll be 30-40. 30-40 makes more sense.
Player places most Observer Wards by 15 will be Kuroki, I think.
Kuro?
Yeah. Number of teleports cancelled by stun.
About 25. Who the hell is teleporting out of this?
And then these options like 0, 1, 2, or 3 plus. Yeah. I'll do 0.
I'm doing 0. 0 makes a lot more sense. Team Secret, they're trying to get aggressive, coming over the river. 4-man smoke up, and they have a target. It's Kuro, but Kuro, he turned around to get closer towards the IO, and now they may actually be able to wrap around Miracle. Doesn't want to level up Blink to start with. Puppy, what do you want to do? He, okay, Blink leveled up, and IO is going to be up here to steal the bounty rune. Mid one's making his way over. So GH will get the bounty. He'll afford his bottle up with that, I believe. Yep, it's the bottle as well as the salve.
And it's actually a mid necro. Liquid are just putting...
Are they going to fight this? MP, he hasn't worked out if he really wants to level up Rocket Barrage just yet. YapzOr's got the Burrow Strike. Now the Rocket Barrage makes sense. Should be some good damage. Instead, he's just holding it and just physically damaging him down. So GH will fall, and Kuro is in no man's land. Just running up the mid. YapzOr will keep the chase going. Gyro, as well as Silencer, will gravitate towards the bottom lane to go against the anti-mage. Puts Pugna into the mid against this IO as well as Necro. YapzOr will try and help out. Burrow Strike onto GH. Kuro thinking about helping, but he can't rolling boulder forward. In fact, it's going to be GH who will go down mid one's base attack. Able to hit hard enough to do it. And then the last lane is Mind Control against the Faceless Void. It is the ES versus Void.
Well, GH is overestimating his abilities a little bit here, I think. That's 2 deaths in a row. Might not have expected that Sand King rotation down into that kill, but good start for Secret here. The way they put their lane, so I thought it was going to be the Anti-Mage mid, but now that they put Necro here and Anti-Mage in the safe lane, this Anti-Mage will be under quite a bit of pressure playing this 1-on-2 currently. And the top lane is Void versus Shaker, which is pretty even overall. So.
Miracle. So this is how MP wants to run it. He's running Homing Missile at level 1.
Alright. Good harass.
Yep. maybe that's the way you also ensure you get the kills, where you get like the charges later on. YapzOr. Burrow Strike. Puppy gonna lend the curse. It's Kuro who is trying to take the farm. Goes up the hill away from the glaives. Miracle will rotate over. being pulled off the lane. That homing missile is on the way. Kuro, very low. The Burrow strike from YapzOr catching too. Puppey's got the distance. They're turning their attention towards the support. They don't want Miracle. GH has bottle charges available. One more swing from Miracle will get the kill onto Puppey. GH, now he has to stay around and help Miracle get more than 2 kills. He wants MP as well. Kuro is back already. Rolling boulder forward. Connects on MP. They're going to lose all 3. Is it to Miracle? One more attack is not enough. MP, that will be enough. A triple kill for Miracle on the safe lane.
That's what you like to have happen when you're animation to start. Triple kill minute 2. Eta GG.
Now YapzOr wants to keep fighting. He's got the arcane rune. Looks like Puppey's going to get his +2. Taking out GH. Another thing to keep in mind with all this fighting, Puppey has stolen 6 intelligence.
That's very good
in the space of 3 minutes.
Very, very good. Who did he steal it from? Wisp all 3 times?
I believe so. Wisp has died 3 times.
It might have been 1 from Kuro as well. I think it was. 1 from Kuro and 2 from the IO. Alright.
Not that much mana then for him. I suppose GH is not going to care too much. He's going to regen anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt IO as much as it does other heroes, but still annoying, by all means.
Oh, Puppey. Looking for a friend. He found Miracle. Not sure a friend.
He's got that very fast ring of health because of those 3 kills. When it was gonna look like he would be pressured in the lane, getting those 3 kills puts him in a very good position.
Going after mind control. He needs another time lock. He did go for the 1-0-2 build, so he's trying his luck with the Orb of Venom and PMS. Puppey, rolling boulder, able to dodge it, so Kuro goes up the hill, goes for a curse, turnaround instead. YapzOr attacking into GH, and body block. We're about to see another plus up as IO 0 for 4 and Puppey +8.
A lot of nice early game kills here, going the way of Team Secret for the supports. If Silencer gets to have a very good game here, he can get dangerous later on if he gets to scale.
Dude, Matumbaman is just wrecking this mid for CS. 22-11 to the 12-3. Nothing is going to stop this Necro.
No, it's such a self-sustainable hero. Pugna's harass doesn't really matter. Just keep running at him and hitting him and then win the trade every time.
It seems the moral of this Team Liquid mid, time and time again. Goodbye bottom lane, Miracle. Just locked in, controlled. Got missiled and then cursed, and now, yeah, mid lane, mid one, underneath the tower. The rolling boulder got Kuro in very close, and one more punch will do the job. YapzOr, no mana for a Burrow strike. He's here with Puppey, but they're both bone dry. They have nothing to fight with, and I think Team Liquid have cottoned onto this fact. The Observer Lord shows that no one else is there, and the Scythe putting YapzOr down in the rolling boulder. Kuro once more, attacking Puppey, pushing him back further. Mid one can, okay, he doesn't have a bottle. He can't help.
That's why IO is so scary. It's so scary if you get to play it like this. Liquid's rotation is very good. Important though for Secret to get that kill on the Entomage bottom. It did go to Silencer, so even more intelligence. He's up to 10. Miracle lost 2 and gave away a kill streak. It's something. And game currently graph-wise is very even. Obviously it's only 5 minutes in. The Necro is getting very, very big. That is something to keep in mind for Team Secret here.
Yep. And this is one of those kills too, like you keep getting the levels up and running. The lower that Scythe happens, the more burst damage items he's able to find, the easier it will be for him to just pick off anybody. But you are having successful rotations from both sides, so the supports will be functioning with a lot of money. As you said, like Silencer was able to get that kill. Yeah, he just actually went into the ethereal form. Matumbaman turns around. Does he have enough regeneration from GH? GH is trying it. He's still got the salve available if he wants to pump that health into him too. But just relying on the bottle charges instead, and Team Secret really showing their lack of damage.
They actually had pretty good damage. This is not enough.
Yep.
Necro is tanky with the Wisp on backup. They're going to find Kuro.
Yeah, he managed to take the Arcane Rune, rolling boulder up, back up towards the Shrine. Would like to team up with Matumbaman, and, well, he's going to take Matumbaman's Shrine. Suppose
he doesn't need it.
He's self-sustaining enough as the Necro.
Oh, there could be a scythe here.
Boom. Go by mid one.
He got soloed there. There was actually not even a connection on the rolling boulder. And Matumba's lead is extending. He is getting really, really far ahead.
His net worth is 3.3k. The highest, closest to him, is MP. On the 2.2, he'll move over to try and take a fight. Puppey retreating back up to the shrine, but they want to keep fighting. Necro's moving down towards YapzOr. The sentries and obs, double burrow strike. YapzOr has to get out of vision from Matumbaman. The rolling boulder. Kuro almost kills him off. The Orb of Venom's keeping YapzOr slow at 13 HP. He's trying to stay away from every one of Liquid. Kuro will fall. Another +2 for Puppey.
It's got to be funny playing Shaker and Void in this game, you know? It's like everything is a complete shit show in the bottom and mid, and they're just saying up here, oh, you want to creep? Okay, I got a creep.
You'll call me if you need me, right? Like,
it's like playing two different games, honestly. Like, this top lane is a different game. That's pretty funny. Like, nothing has happened up here. Completely dead lane. And Earthshaker is winning it on farm by a little bit here. Mind Control 37. Kezo is actually 25, so it looks... You'd think he would be more than 200 net worth ahead on the Shaker, but not the case. Why isn't he more ahead?
Miracle playing with MP.
Oh, Kuro.
They found a target. Burrow strike forward.
Die.
Hard. Oh, no, he's not. Mind Control.
Oh, there comes Wisp.
Part of the team, for the team. The double kick into the Echo Slam. Puppey's so low. Mind Control wants him, and he'll take him as well. Ends a nice little spree. Kuro barely living through Kezu. Finally brought down by him.
He did die. He did die. They got him.
Yeah. He was worth 317 gold in that silencer. Not too shabby at all. YapzOr limps away. His triangle boots helping him to regen now. The mid lane, Matumbaman still controlling mid one. Like, mid one tries to go for this drain. Matumbaman turned around before. He threw him one bait attack and a death pulse, and mid one lost 50% of his HP. You think about that when mid one's sitting at 2/3 of his HP now. Gets hit by that again, and then scythed, gone.
Yeah. It's dangerous. And you're thinking about the move speed in mid, right? Like, mid one has a 50 move speed advantage. His hero's very fast and Necro's very slow, but
he's here for the corridor. He's here for the corridor. They'll start silencing him up. There's your Chronosphere. Mid one, you can just drain the life out of him. And GH tries to help out. Tethers forward. He's just giving the sustain. The kick flies through, cancelling on Pug. The side takes out Faceless Void, and support has arrived in the form of MP. The IO has fallen, but Matumbaman, what the hell do you do against that? Even Miracle! Mana Void's down mid one. YapzOr wishes to retreat, blinks off cooldown in 1 second time. YapzOr, he's got 7 stick charges, which may just be enough, but Miracle predicts the burrow strike up, blinks in front of him, and gives YapzOr a big one bear hug.
This Necro. He was so low, he was down to like 10%. He pops Ghost Shroud, stick, and heals 600 plus his... What was that? He had the regen running from the Death Pulse kill. He got the kill as well, so then he gets 10 Death Pulse stacks. Immortal hero if you don't burst it. Just absolutely ridiculous.
Mind Control's not even caring about YapzOr. He's brought the tower within deny range, so he doesn't want to let this go. And if YapzOr does this, like, Mind Control's just going to stick, totem, and then take the tower. Okay, he's going to Soul Ring, Fissure, and then be caught on the wrong side. Oh, did he reach it? He reached it over the Fissure. Alright, cool.
Didn't matter.
Tower is tower. Critical. Critical.
This map is very quickly falling apart from Secret now. They've lost their mid tower, they've lost the top tower, bottom is going to be next. Miracle is finding good farm in the middle of all of this. All 3 cores of Liquid are far ahead of Secret. It's just that IO, man. It's crazy how much Liquid get out of the laning stage like this. And it didn't even go perfectly, you know? They gave away quite a couple of kills to Secret. It doesn't seem like it matters very much.
I still find it hilarious. Plus 14 intelligence over on Puppey.
Oh, top lane. They found Mind Control.
Yeah, there's your TP. Where's the stun? Where's the missile? Mind Control barely surviving.
Important for the prediction. That missile doesn't connect, Toby. That would have been a TP cancel.
Very true. Wait, where's that homing missile? It's flying over the Radiant shop. Critical hit time. Critical hit time. Maybe a critical fight time, however. Kuro and mid one are going to battle up next to the shrine and rolling boulder forward, and GH will go along for the ride. They're trying to de-ward the de-ward. Hang on. Did Mind Control have his... Oh no, because he TP'd out. It's still on... Yeah, it's still on. Yeah, it's fine. We don't screw up the prediction.
Nope. And looks like Necrophos is going Veil into Dagon. Very hard
rolling boulder. MP able to dodge it, still silenced up by Kuro, kick to follow up. Fissure locks him in. MP's got no way to get around that. He's trying to actually get out, but the shopkeeper, his body is blocking that exit. Kuro almost dies, but Gyrocopter is the one to fall.
And Io shows up, gives him a little bit of a nice heal. GH on the way to the bounty rune to keep up that pressure. And you just wonder for Secret now, like, where do you go from here? Like, the early game was good. Now the map is being limited very quickly. They've lost 3 towers. Their own lineup has only the Pugna as any sort of pushing prowess. They have not dealt damage to a tower yet. Oh, 12 damage top.
Huge.
12 damage on a tower 12 minutes in. At that rate, they will get a tower.
Radiant's
That's gonna be a
bottom
while.
tower.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, they're dealing damage bottom. Finally, a bit of momentum going there for the Void. Kezo has managed to shove that in a bit.
But overall, like, we're still looking at a 6,500 lead for Team Liquid in net worth. Their experience is a 4K lead. But I suppose the thing we can look at the Team Secret is their team fight. It has to be, when can Puppey get the global silence off? When he is able to control them, work with Kezu's Chronosphere, and don't smoke underneath the Radiant Observer Ward, which is exactly what those 3 heroes just did. I'm guessing Miracle's leaving the lane and running away. Meanwhile, SK dies on top lane to the Blink Dagger of Mind Control. Echo Slam to take out YapzOr. So Team Secret will take this bottom tower only because Team Liquid saw the smoke and does not want to fight it. Unless GH is still not level 6. They don't have relocate available yet.
No, they're not going to make it down there in time, looks like. I was wondering if Liquid were thinking about it, because they must feel like they're very far ahead. So then you can even defend this tower that you usually don't want to defend.
But now you also burned Echo Slam on top.
Even then, yeah.
You'd need Echo to defend that.
Not even necessarily, they just need to be in better position, but they were on the opposite side of the map, so they couldn't really make it down there. They're going to concede that tower. It's not that big of a deal with everything else they're getting.
But Tumba's still farming up, and he's going for Dagon. He's going for Veiled Dagon on this Necro. No Blink Dagger to start with. He just wants the pure damage output, and they found YapzOr. Chronosphere, however, finds Batumman. Global Silence. They're going to try and drain out the Necro. He's a primary target, and they do bring him down. A huge kill for MP to take.
That's how you do it. You just use everything, and then you blow him up. Io was not in range either to tether, but they used the safety global just in case of the relocate. That's what they're going to have to play around now. Top gyro.
Oh, Mind Control does too much. YapzOr's going to burrow strike in to try and create space, but all he might end up doing is feeding his life to Team Liquid. As YapzOr hide inside the sandstorm, but can't hide forever. Mind Control does way too much damage. Fidget's off cooldown right now, so he jumps in front, goes for the block, rolling boulder in from Kuro, and damn, Mind Control hits hard. A triple kill from him. Kezu will try and battle against it. A quick little stun. They're going to keep that damage going, so he cannot blink away. Here comes your kick from Kuro, unable to make enough space. Mid-1 will take the kill on the unstoppable streak of Mind Control, and should be able to wrap it up with a death on Kuro. Dragged out. GH can't TP.
He wanted to save the Shaker, but he was time dilated, so Tether was on cooldown forever, and therefore he couldn't save him. He's going to end up saving Kuro instead, and now, well, guess who's dying instead, man?
Yeah. IR.
I don't even know if that was worth it. I think maybe just leave Kuro there to die. If he could get out himself, that's probably better. But maybe they thought they would both die, and then he at least saves one guy.
Matumbaman's still committing for Dagon. I was wondering if it might have actually been better for him to go for something a little bit more sustainable, but yeah, okay.
I'll take your tribute. Whatever.
Burrow, where are you off? To top lane. Underneath their vision, they did leave an observer ward behind after the fight. Jara is still trying to build into his SMY. Anti-Mage has his Battle Fury. So, farm time for Miracle.
Yep. He's kind of been untouched for a very long time because of how much pressure his team is putting, so he is also going to become super farmed this game.
They know Matumbaman is there. Kezu, of course, like Matumbaman knows he's there thanks to the Observer Ward, but the Observer Ward scattered the courier, delivering the Dagon into Necro. So
that's a really good circle drawn by Kuro. That was actually just containing all 5 heroes just inside the edges of that. Wonder if he gave them coordinates as well.
36, 22, 36.
GH relocates up in 5, and then they can start playing aggressively with the Necro again.
Yeah, they get rid of the vision of Team Secret. One
Global's
Observer Ward
actually
was up there.
too.
Yeah, they have everything if they want to find Team Secret. They want Liquid to come at them.
The problem is Secret has to make their own opportunities all the time. Like,
yep.
Liquid are winning by default if nothing is happening. Antimage is completely free farming. He will out-farm everyone by far. Necro is getting good farm. Shaker is getting good farm. They're just pushing the waves, waiting for Secret to make a move, and then they can choose if they want to counterplay it or just sack a hero every time.
Tower is under attack.
And Shaker's almost got a full Solar Crest on top of his Blink Dagger. So Team Secret move up. They put down a 3rd Sentry ward around that shrine. They've committed 400 gold to trying to de-ward their own jungle, and there's one Observer Ward outside the range of it. Kezu, time walks forward, they want mind control in the trees, and well, Chronosphere will be able to do that. Nether Ward's down in case Liquid want to try and fight, and well, oh no! The pull-out! He didn't even take him the entire way! They're still in position to fight!
They didn't global that. I really thought they were going to global that kill.
Observer Ward, they have good vision here from YapzOr, and Burrow Strike in. There goes your global silence. GH, the call down is on the way. GH slowed down, but he still has the distance to cover fight, but the Echo Slam from Mind Control, right on the money. Miracle will come in for the cleave damage as well. Epicenter from YapzOr picks off the back line, so Mind Control does die. GH on insanely low life, but tethers in, heals up, and has balls of steel to stand with Miracle in the middle of the fight. Puppey, the sole survivor of Team Secret, and they're losing all control now.
Now I see what their idea was. Secret. They wanted to save the global, hoping that they would bring back both the IO and the Shaker, and then IO came back alone, and they global that, and they didn't even kill the IO. They actually couldn't bring him down.
Oh, Kuro. Interesting.
It's showing off.
He tripped on a pebble.
They can just back off and continue their farming spree here. Antimage got a couple kills there. That's almost going to be a Manta style for Miracle. And you're looking at this game and you're wondering what Secret can do. And I'm struggling to come up with answers apart from try to force a fight, hope for the best.
That'll work.
That helps.
Mid one gets a pick on the IO in mid. Had a haste rune, so it was very easy to close the distance to get the full drain off.
They need to go all the time, and they need to do it without smokes, because they can't keep waiting for smokes. They're getting brutally out-farmed. So if they don't look for the fights all the time, then this game is only going in one direction. There is absolutely no way to win this game without just playing super aggressive Dota, recklessly almost.
And you even see the money they just got from an IO kill. Like, that IO is 1,710, and he got 431 gold for that IO kill.
Yeah, that's true. Secret get that information. They'll see that, and that will give them an idea of how far behind they are in the game.
A long way.
Yes.
And this Anti-Mage is just getting further and further. 11,000 is the net worth. How's his GPM sitting at 574? But it's just the uncontested Miracle. Completes up Manta style in just a bit. So then there's no real way to control him. There's no Decrepify, waste break free of silence. You're actually going for a Rod of Atos on Puppey. There are attempted control against him. And MP's just trying to have enough strength to fight. Having that S and Y, at least you'll have the movement speed for the fight. But none of that real pop burst damage they need to have inside the faces of Void Chrono.
I'll take that.
Easy Roshan.
Yep.
And Aegis the Immortal. They put it into the hands of Miracle. I don't even know if that was even necessary. Like, Mind Control seems to be the one who's going to be the first to die when he jumps in.
It's him or Matumba, I think you would put it on. I don't think you put it on the Shaker this time. Anti-Mage can play very aggressively. That's the guy who has Aegis right there.
Oh, Fissure. Oh, come on, Miracle. And there you go. Global Stars, mid one's already gone. Puppey is running further to the north. Kuro rolling boulder forward with GH there. Mind Control is just sitting and watching. This is kill voyeurism.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's high ground time.
Yep.
Remember when you said it wasn't going to happen at 20 to 30?
Dude, Liquid have just dominated again in this game.
Owned this
Yep.
game.
It's like Team Secret, like if Global Silence was up, maybe they could still think about the defense, but they got caught outside or caught just on the edge of their base. And because of this, they're too many men down. Mind Control is waiting for the perfect dunk time. 15 seconds, that creep wave will come up. Kezu Also considering the moment, they're pinging Matumberman. They know they can kill him off because he doesn't have the EG.SumaiL. So here goes your Chrono. Onto 2. Mind control. Create space with a Fissure so they cannot reach him and the relocate. Moving out. The epicenter is nice, but is it enough damage? No, and Mind control gets another huge AoE stun. The Scythe puts Void into the grave. And Matumberman stands its ground. Maybe not forever. Miracle goes in, has the EG.SumaiL burn. Nether Ward burning a little bit of the mana, but then again, they have just so much available. Mana Void still not even used by Miracle. They'll take the mid-racks. Kick not hitting onto MP, but they can rotate towards the top lane if their heart does desire. And, well, Miracle? Really? He TPs away. Now the Earthshaker is gone. He's going to do this the very safe, secure way. Push out the top lane after TPing up.
Yeah. No need to overextend there. Stay too long. They got what they came for. They have everything on cooldown. They can just wait a little bit to get their stuff back.
They almost killed mid one. Death Pulse and Dagon connection. If Scythe was up, he would be dead.
Now Miracle's going to keep pushing top. Oh, he's going Scotty. Nice.
He originally had the Aghanim Scepter in the quick buy and decided to switch it out. Just going to have more than enough money once they take out the shrine. And Team Secret, still no Chronosphere. Mid one wants to run in, and he's going to see a fake IO. Well, fountains are the shrine's already gone. MP's using his while he still can.
Oh, MP needs to be careful at bottom, actually. If he tries to farm this wave, I don't know if Mind Control's crazy enough to go for that. Or he's just going to go for the shrine.
Yeah.
So cooldowns are starting to be available again for Liquid. They're only missing Echo Slam for 20 seconds. Aegis is not available anymore, obviously, but Anti-Mage with a Scotty is almost as good as having 2 lives. It's very hard to see Secret's lineup pierce through that amount of health and armor.
Even a Hood on Mind Controller, he triggers that, jumps into the fight, killing him off his heart, and then you've got the regeneration from GH and Matumba.
The only way Secret kill heroes is by using Global. It's the only solution they have. That's why that pick was good as well. Like, it was a nice choice to get the silencer to allow themselves to take these kind of fights. It's just, even with that, it's still proven to be too hard.
It's coming through the bottom now. Team Secret will not want to move outside their base to fight. This would just be more problematic than useful. It's just Scotty. So he's a 2-3-2-5. He has, he had 20 armor at one. Yeah, he's got 20 armor available, and still has the Manta to break free of the control of Secret.
And 62% magic resist.
Yeah.
It's a hard kill, man.
Well, YapzOr's gonna have to try it. Sit in the trees. No EG.SumaiL. Echo Slam straight away, right on top of mid one. Dead instantly. Sounds of forward. The Chronosphere holding Mind Control, holding Anti-Mage. The buybacks are in. Pugner wants to fight. They bring down at least the Earthshaker. Matumberman on the run. He's got a couple of one-shots. Going to commit them now. A Miracle back into the fight. GH is here as well. Regeneration Rune can trigger in just a second, and this will bring him and Matumberman both back up. They cannot fight through that regeneration, nor outside their base. So the retreat is on. All ultimates gone for Team Secret, apart from Global Silence, because Puppey got deleted.
You're just waiting for that Veil Dagon right now.
The Scythe being down for 44 seconds too. It's time. They should have the mech. Okay, it's flying on the courier, so it's not there yet. It's only a...
Honestly, dude. Really, man?
Take on the catapult. I don't need that for a hero. It's on cooldown for another 7 seconds. Fire Strike forward. Global Silence.
Yes,
Miracle is trapped, but Mantistar will let him break free. So Global Silence is negated.
Kuro is on a mission here.
Radiant's top tower.
Alright,
mission from God.
Yeah, it's a pretty good distraction.
Melee ranks are slowly going down to Miracle. He'll blink out. He's like, hey guys, like, this isn't a pub. You are meant to attack that homing missile when it comes towards me. With a fissure onto MP. Oh boy! Oh! I think they tried to Decrepify to save him from the ES. Ended up just being better for the Dagon. Void's gone. Gyro's gone. Everyone's gone. It's a rug clearance sale. Everything must go. Team Secret They won't be able to hold the line, and Liquid will win the series 2-0, securing themselves the #1 position in the TI7 group.
4 out of 4.
Good.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Hello. Welcome.
Turn to pick.
We have Team Liquid versus IGV coming in. Owen?
Hello!
What's up, buddy?
Are we live?
Earth Shaker.
We definitely are live. We are absolutely live. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Fog, I couldn't have said it better myself. We want to welcome you all here. It is TI 2017. Are we calling it TI 2017 or just TI7?
We'll call it whatever you want.
Because I know that they wanted to move over to the years, but we can put emphasis on the fact we're in 2017. But most of you should know that, because half the time you're referencing dated memes and you're questioning the relevance of them in 2017. But
Is it true?
Yeah, you know.
But we're here!
We're here. OD Pixel and Fogged in 2017.
Game 1.
UL. It is game 1, and this is going to be the best game. If you're watching the other streams, you've made a grave mistake. This is the stream to be on. We've got Liquid, we've got IGV. It's going to be all very hype. As we can see, the picks are coming through, and already we're getting some exciting stuff. Liquid opening up with the first pick, Shaker, which back at Dream. Were they doing this a couple of times at Dream League? They were picking Shaker up in the first 2, weren't they?
Yeah, Shaker's been growing more and more favorable amongst all the teams. Just that super consistent offlaner that always will get experience and just reliable stuns and disabling fights. Just makes team fighting pretty disastrous, and it's always that big initiator. So, yeah, it's always a good start to have that for their arsenal. And I mean, Liquid really likes the hero. They grabbed the Nature's Prophet, which they also ran at Dream League recently. While we look at IGV, they're sticking to their guns. They ran the Shadow Shaman all throughout the qualifier, and the Earth Spirit's a bit of a change up, but at the same time, you know, we're like, okay, there's dogfights on that team, and that's one of his favorite heroes. So
yeah, he's probably, I guess he's, what would you say, the second best Spirit in China? You imagine you have to put Baboka at the top.
Him and Baboka are very strong at that. Yeah. Him and Baboka are probably those two, and then it's like, yeah, Tim's, like Jarax, Crit.
Yes, around
like
the
big fives,
sure, yeah.
Or the big 5 Earth Spirit players. So right away we've already got kind of like mostly heroes that we've pretty much expected. I think Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit, just, you know, those two are a little bit niche kind of heroes.
They're that kind of liquidy first picks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Shaman, that's something that I think we'll see a lot of teams doing. Really, that's top tier support early pick, isn't it now? Really?
Yeah. And we look at the bans already coming out. These are just literally targeted bans, so teams are not going to prioritize just strong heroes right now, just the heroes that the other team plays. So Io, Coddle makes perfect sense, banning out GH's heroes. Then they look at Matumba Man's Lone Druid, and of course the Miracle Invoker. Have to get rid of that.
Yeah, you do not want to play against it, especially when you already know there's going to be some great setup. You've got the Shaky, you've got the Prophet. I mean, you know, Prophet works with Invoker fantastically for numerous reasons. Just having that pushing potential, you know, buffing up some core with the Alacrity, the setup with the Sprout, the Sunstrikes, all very nasty. And yeah, as you hit the nail on the head, you got Miracle on the other side. You don't want to give it that sort of a chance. IGV getting the Darkseer. I mean, this is pretty strong. I feel for IGV getting themselves on the whole Darkseer Spirit combination.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be happy with this opening 3. Obviously, Liquid are having a lot of their favorites being banned out. We'll see what they grab here, but no one to be shaken off so far in this draft. It feels.
No, definitely not. Sticking with absolute comfort. In July, usually plays. For the most part, he has like 4 big heroes that he plays: the Tidehunter, the Darkseer, the Bat Rider, and I think it's like Centaur or something. I would say he's probably the most limited on his team in hero pool for that matter. So yeah, Darkseer or Spirit, they've got a good team fight already coming out once they get their levels, and they can pressure the safe lane quite hard already. That being said, though, they don't have a whole lot of information just yet. Now we've got a Wyvern pickup. Very nice and early.
Did we see this a couple of times in Dream League, or was it pretty much ignored? I can't remember. I don't know if Liquid themselves touched it, but I feel like We did see some of the teams dabble with it, but definitely not necessarily one of the supports that's always a go-to. Always pretty much picked in a very situationally. And I guess you're looking at IGV's lineup, and what is it about that lineup that you feel that says, let's pick a Wyvern? Is it just have a bit of D push, as you say, to get rid of this like Darkseer Shaman, aggressiveness that they can do?
Oh, it gives them the D push versus IGV's lineup. It also gives them some sustain for when they are pushing with the Nature's Prophet. They can cold embrace somebody, keep the push going, makes Roche a hell of a lot easier, and it gives you your setup as well for Earthshaker too.
True, yeah. Great,
so you can just get a good
Yeah.
curse down. You can have him just set up easily before that Blink Dagger does come online, or even afterwards. You curse, fissure, walk in, Great Echo Slam setup. Makes it a lot easier for yourself. And Winter Wyvern's a hero that has been buffed several times over the recent patches over the last months. And we saw a couple, like you said, at Dream League, I think 1 or 2. I know Soxa played it. But the buffs this hero has received, like the Arctic Burn, fly for 8 seconds now, Cold Embrace got buffed, so you get even more healing from it. I think this is going to be a big hero that we're going to see start rising in popularity once teams get used to playing it.
I mean, yeah, that's it. With Arctic Burn being as strong as it is it enough to... Can you sort of harass the Darkseer out of lane as a Wyvern? Because, I mean, Arctic Burn, I swear, like, you go into your lane, you see the offlaner, you pop it, you hit him, and you bring them down to half health normally with the amount of damage it does. It's going to be ridiculous early stages.
Yeah, it should be pretty good versus that. And it's also great for the laning phase, If your safe lane get bullied too hard by the Ion Shells, you can always just Cold Embrace him. And you can just back up to the tower, etc. So IGV goes for the Sven.
I'm liking that.
Ooh, Wombo combo. They've got heavy disables coming out. Good. The Warcry is not really specifically great versus anything on Liquid.
Oh, the Warcry, I'd say is actually, I'd say it's pretty good. You got a Wyvern on.
Versus the curse, yeah. But there's no physical physical damage.
But you know what I mean. Once the Warcry's up, you got to be like, well, do I really want to ult it? But as you say, you probably still do because you got a follow up from the Shaker. But it definitely helps, giving your team that armor when they're going to be hitting against each other potentially.
Yeah, if anyone's like later on stages, if anyone is cursed versus Sven, even if there's a Warcry, they're probably pretty dead.
Sure, that's true. Yeah. I mean, I still feel like that's probably what we're waiting to see from these last two picks. Some sort of big damage dealing. Obviously, Miracle's hero still being the big one. As we assume what that is going to be a Matu Nature's Prophet, right?
I think we can leave it open, right?
You think
they did like play around with it a bit at Dream League. They were switching it up. It was a bit different.
I mean, would you rather see one? I mean, you've seen obviously the position one for IGV being the Sven.
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of deter you away from playing a safe lane Nature's Prophet? And as you say, more likely to put him as mind control?
I would imagine. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Like GH Shaker is one of the big ones. I mean, of course they run it so much on MC, but GH has also had. I think he rarely loses on the Earthshaker too. It's like those Earthshaker, Coddle, and IO. I think I only seen GH lose like 1 or 2 games in the last 3 months or something.
I mean, that's what GH is. He's also one of the boys on the run for the 10k, isn't he, at the moment? Yeah. And there's the answer to what we're talking about. So that's going to be Matu's. Well, it could be a mid Necro, but. With Liquid, more than likely, unless they're going to reveal something new. Should be Matu safe lane.
I love this pick with this. Like they already have so much push. They have a lot of sustain for it. Ghost Shroud versus Sven is absolutely incredible. He's a super tanky hero that suffers very hard versus Reaper Scythe. They don't have any save for the Reaper Scythe either. Yeah. So
they do have one pick at least to think about trying to get some sort of a save. And well, they still need
10 seconds remaining.
They still need their mid laner. I mean, here's that could be picked up. I mean, I'm looking at this and saying, what could they not just whip out Paparazzi OD? You've got the save. You've got something that can kind of benefit from an enemy hero being Cold Embraced as you continue to rack up the stolen intelligence.
It could be OD, yeah. It could be one of those ones he's looking at. He played OD, DK, some Razor.
I'd like to see an OD. I mean, Razor as well, to be fair. That's another one that can benefit off the Cold Embrace, yeah, for sure. There's definitely heroes like that. But
someone that can at least like do damage and at least be through what's happening. And mix damage. So they can actually not worry so much about Cold Embrace. IGV banning that anti-mage, dude. They're still feeling the threat.
Yeah,
from
they watch Dream League. Yeah.
I mean, we had anti-mage every game.
As we've said, as we've said, it could obviously be Matu Necro. He could go mid and Miracle could play safe line. They did do that at Dream League, having that switch around. And there we have it. So that's the Troll last. Okay. I mean, who's playing the Troll? Who's playing the Necro? We know that Miracle and Matu can switch it around. And Paparazzi, he's going to go for his classic.
Storm, the classic.
Well, at the moment,
Cicada.
It's Cicada. Sorry, I'm waking up here still. So Cicada on
they swap around. Well, they do swap the roles.
They do. Still. That's why I'm thinking about.
Don't worry about it.
It's normally Paparazzi mid, right? Or is it?
It's hero dependent.
It is hero dependent.
It's very hero dependent for these guys. So it's Matu safe lane, Miracle mid,
Troll.
So they can put a lot of pressure onto that mid lane because there's always like the threat of Shaker Fissure, Nature's Prophet TPing in, and also Wyvern with Troll Warrior, they have pretty good kill potential on Storm Spirit. So I think this is a lot on dogfights to make moves around the map and just read the moves.
The Troll pick to me is kind of interesting because I look at this lineup. It's not really a lineup that's going to benefit too much from Battle Trance, is it?
Well,
I guess obviously still nice.
Their lineup, I wouldn't say like their other heroes do, but their lineup does, right? Because they have the sustain and the push, right? Yeah. They win a team fight, Battle Trance, go, lose racks. Like the other team will lose racks so quickly versus that. All right, Owen.
There
we got game 1 coming in here.
I'm looking forward to this. I mean, as I say, I don't think you could wish for sort of a better draft from IGV. It's super.
That is literally
classic IGV.
IGV versus Team Liquid right there.
This is like the stuff we saw IGV doing, like back at DAC, or every time that they could. And Liquid's, I feel, is a little kind of new age Liquid. You know, we are seeing this Matu Necro coming through. You know, it's obviously played before.
Yeah.
But it's a little more 2017 than IGV's draft.
Yeah, I think it's like this is Liquid's comfort, but it's also they were looking at what IGV wanted to play, and they were like, okay, we'll start with our very comfortable heroes, the Earthshaker and Nature's Prophet, because it's very open-ended, and then once we get more information, we'll pick the Matu hero. And Necro versus Sven, it's pretty lovely.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you got this beefy hero that you've only got to worry about taking down so much. And as you said earlier, and they didn't pick anything to solve it, there is no save. There is no save.
If that Reaper Scythe gets off, until the BKB comes out, could have some trouble.
They do obviously have ways to target the Necro. You know, you're going to have a Storm Spirit and Cicada. We don't know necessarily what he's going to build, but if he does get an Orchid picked up, you've got that. You've got the pull from the Earth Spirit. You've got the disables from the Shaman. You've got a lot of ways in these fights to make sure that Matu doesn't have an easy time landing the Reaper Scythe.
Yeah. As long as they don't let this Earthshaker get like a good timing on their blink, that can be pretty good, because Liquid's only initiator is that Shaker. We look at IGV's, their initiator is really like the pseudo-initiation, the Earth Spirit and the Stone Spirit kind of going in at the same time. But it's not like a straight blink initiation, like setup, knock, lockdown. Unless Dogfights gets an early blink there.
You know, I'd love to see this game. And I feel like we may even see it if the game goes on, because we are seeing players start to dabble with it. The Aghanim Storm Spirit would be pretty legit this game. Or would you say that's too overkill on kind of the pulling them in? Hey, the vacuum's enough.
You have a Sven, right?
Sven and Ag Storm Spirit, let's go. Bottom lane, I mean, look at this already. Paparazzi taking quite a beating here from the Treants as the pressure's put on from Mind Control.
That was just the threat of having the other two heroes kind of walking in. Just the Treants do so much damage. Even Sven, look how low Paparazzi got.
Yeah, straight down to half. He's having to regen up already.
Here you have to expend a Tango. They only have 2 Tangos on Shadow Shaman, 5 on Sven, and at least he has a Salve. But they are a little bit suffering on sustain in that lane. Dogfights, chilling around mid lane, scouting out Kuroki. The try mid by Liquid at the moment.
A lot of hate from Liquid indeed coming the way of Cicada's Storm Spirit. Mikura, as we're seeing, as you said, the Arctic Burn, fantastic for getting that harassment in from safety. There's a couple of hits on both of them.
If they give Miracle a good start in the mid lane, it's an absolute disaster for Stormster to get anything, except if he just goes jungle and kind of catches up with levels and Overload.
I'll tell you what, bottom lane as well, looks like Mind Control's doing a great job with the pressure he's putting on. You know, Super being brought down to half health, you know, Paparazzi's presence constantly being threatened. Mid lane, this block for GH, this is going to be first blood. Cicada, nowhere to run. First blood for Miracle, the tri-lane mid, as you say, it's working out perfectly. You get Miracle that strong start, you're going to be feeling pretty good as a team.
I've seen this before. The GH blocks on mid lane. I feel like it happens so often. This is also the nice thing about having a ranged hero like Necro, especially Necro actually, because you have the extra sustain too, versus a hero like Darkseer.
He loves this lane. I mean, he's not going to harass the Darkseer necessarily out, but he's going to feel no pressure at all.
Oh, he completely free farms, and he gives the liberty to support to just do whatever the hell they want all over the map. And that's, look at that, Kuroki's now bottom, GH went back to base the heal, and now they're pressuring the safe lane even more. Mind Control, full free farm.
Lane. Yeah, this is an absolute nasty lane for RGV. It certainly seems, you know, this first couple of minutes, Liquid just across the border having the stronger lanes.
Yeah.
RGV struggling with that pressure, and Mind Control just beating this Paparazzi's Fem right out of the lane. He's still getting some CS out of it, but Mind Control's getting just that little bit more.
They've literally expended all the regen in the bottom lane.
Oh, Shadow Shaman Sven out of it. Oh yeah, you're
Shadow
right.
Shaman TP'd back as well to buy more. He only has the Mango. That's really painful already, because there's going to be phase boosts coming out for MC very early in this one. And I think Liquid also probably recognizes that. They probably looked like, Sven has no regen. Mind Control is definitely like, the Sven has no regen. Keep the pressure on him, and we're just going to crush this lane so hard that the recovery method is going to be extremely difficult.
You know, Kuro's like, well, I've got Arctic Burn back up. Let's go as soon as it's available. GH is there as well, ready to throw in a Fissure. Paparazzi just getting pressured right back behind the tower. And he really has to be careful.
Mid lane.
Only got a few tangos in mid lane. Again, the Earth Spirit Dogfight's trying to help out Cicada, but he gets taken down as Miracle and GH turn upon him. Cicada getting pressure back, does have a salve, but already Liquid making the moves, getting 2 kills in that middle lane.
Quick reaction by GH. He was walking bottom and he literally just sees Miracle gets the, I think it may have been a timely bash on the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit rolled in, he TP'd in, he got a perfect fissure when he was low. Miracle able to clean that up.
And look at this top lane, pretty much exactly as you said. Matu, 16 for 3, perfect CS, and in July, he's only on 9 CS at the moment, so Matu doing a fantastic job of controlling this Necro versus Darkseer lane.
Yeah, it's a hard lane because eventually Darkseer just runs out of sustain. You can't really keep your mana up, while Necro, as long as you're last hitting properly, you're always going to be topped off.
Here we go though, that's what IGV needed. They get themselves a bit of action, 3 of them coming on the bottom lane, dogfights to join up with Super and Paparazzi, and they do take down Mind Control.
I think they should just stick this tri-lane and just keep it there. Even though the pull was blocked by Mind Control, so they're splitting tri-lane experience, they have to make sure that their Sven gets farmed. He's their big hero in the beginning of the game, and they already have... They don't really have any stacks for him going on yet either, so it's either sit in that bottom lane, make sure he gets the free farm, or make sure you at least have stacks on him.
Yeah. I mean, that kill was massive, you know, just getting Paparazzi that bit of a bump up back with the XP. We can see on the CS, he's still up there despite that early pressure. Yeah. Has the 2 points to the cleave, so now, you know, the Trin's a little less of a worry. Mid lane, though, again, GH coming in with the Fisher block. Cicada nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. A Miracle, 3 kills already at the 4 minutes mark, thanks to his team's rotations. And this mid lane being an absolute treat. In terms of kills, farm-wise though, despite the fact that Cicada's been taken down a couple of times, he's not far behind the Troll at all in CS. 16 at the moment on him.
In CS, it's not so bad, but in net worth, it's already about 1,000. And 1,000 gold mid, yeah, Miracle's gonna... If he gets phase boots before this Storm gets boots, he has to just get out of mid. And oh my god, GH and Kuroki again.
Cicada's in trouble. Looks like they will try and punish dogfights as well with Mind Control TPing in. Miracle finishes off the Storm Spirit on the backlines. GH, Mind Control and Kuroki claim the second. I mean, this mid lane is seeming to turn into a bit of a no-go zone for IG Vitality, as each and every time the rotations are just a step up from the side of Liquid.
We had our concerns, right, at the start of the draft, where like there's so many ways that Liquid can make those rotations to put pressure on the mid lane, and that is literally the nature of their game so far. They've not straight. They've pressured the safe lane a bit, but it's been mid lane, mid lane, mid lane. Miracle now with phase boots. I don't think Cicada can go back to that lane. I actually think he needs to pretty much just jungle. One fissure and you just get ran down with phase.
The great thing about IGV's draft, though, is it is a draft that's built for teaming up. You know, if they at least get to a certain point, they're going to have this strong wombo combo. Top lane, dogfights, and in July, teaming up, trying to take down Matuma Man. Nice smash there through the shroud. Place. He's just going to turn and nearly get the kill on In July. In July still alive for the time being. Will pick up Matu. Kuroki and Mind Control do punish the Darkseer in return. The block comes out from GH from the sidelines, and they pick up a second. They kill Matuma Man. They don't get the extended death with the Reaper Scythe not doing quite enough damage, but it does cost them 2 heroes. So Liquid, you know, even if they're not necessarily winning the trades, making sure that they are keeping and punishing IGV for the attempts on their safe lanes.
Yeah. If Kuroki actually had like a little bit more mana there, he would have had the Cold Embrace and potentially would have probably saved Matu. That could have been absolutely devastating. But yep, Cicada back to the mid lane. GH is just sitting there. He's just like, yep, if he steps even 1 step out of position, that's a kill.
Yeah, it's very close to that level 6, and obviously that's going to be when things get a lot easier for Cicada in this mid lane in terms of not going down.
But an Invis rune.
Oh my goodness.
He's about to be 6-2. Oh no!
Bash. No, you're right. He's not quite 6. Good boulder smash. Turnaround. He gets it. There he gets it. Beautifully done. Gets out in time. Does get sprouted up, but Mind Control can't quite get the damage through. Super's there with the shackle. Holds back the Nature's Prophet. Miracle has cleaned up on the sidelines though. Gets the Earth Spirit kill. Now turning towards Super as they dive deep, but they've lost GH. There's going to be a TP coming through from Paparazzi. Liquid, they've got to get out of it, but there's Cicada waked in on the high ground, ready to look for Miracle. Has the Welling access, the spin chance, the miss chance is not enough. That's going to be Troll falling down as well, as this time GV the ones to come out on top, and it really was, as you say, as soon as Cicada hits that level 6, suddenly those mid lane ganks become a hell of a lot harder for Liquid.
He was just like, that creep needs to die. He was like 50 or 25 experience from getting that level 6 there. Perfect timing, and then of course it's 6 minutes. Shrine's back up, backs up, gets the shrine. Good TP rotations.
Look at these chooks.
And Mind Control, just running circles around dogfights.
Surely he doesn't get out. Oh my, he gets out as well. Dogfights doesn't even go for the blind boulder smash. Maybe he should have, but they just get Mind Control with the ring around the rosy play. And the TP out. Oh right, yeah, that's gonna feel bad there for the Earth Spirit. That looked like a guaranteed kill, but the Mind Control jukes.
Ended up getting the kill on Miracle. So it's Paparazzi. So that's actually quite nice because he is their strongest hero on the map. He gets a little bit of a kill streak.
Yeah.
He didn't really like do too much and he walked in just through a stun, but it was the presence of the TP
definitely
that thwarts Liquid's aggression. Mid lane, Miracle, now they're trying to put more aggression.
See if he can get saved. He does have backup from Liquid. GH comes in with a Fisher. A nice silence there from Dogfights, connects onto 2, allowing Cicada to zip forward, but Kuroki, quick with the cold embrace, keeps Miracle safe, and Cicada will simply have to use the remainder of his mana to zip back to safety. So, again, as we're seeing, obviously, any time you're going to have the Wyvern on the team, there's always going to be the chance of these sort of saves, and Kuroki being Kuroki, you know he's going to be in the right place at the right time. And that in return does make it hard for IGV themselves to actually do something to Miracle aggressively.
Yeah, whenever they have that the Ion Shell, their Spirit, though, it's a lot easier for them to try to make that big aggressive play, because they lack a little bit of damage because of the axes. Because Storm Spirit gets that miss rate, so they have to pretty much make sure that Dogfights is Ion Shell to go for those kills, and they're gonna go for it again actually on Miracle. It seems like Paparazzi's set up. They do a smoke rotation.
It is tricky though.
It is a bit tricky, and Liquid wants to pressure something because they're like Sven is jungling or doing something while they give Shadow Shaman bottom lane experience completely. So this Shadow Shaman is going to get quite a lot of farm down here. Almost Arcane Boots in 6. Liquid's making the rotation. And
that's the thing with Sven as well. Once he gets that Mask of Madness treads, that's sort of the danger point where you're like, okay, you know that the Sven's going to get his farm there. Because he continues trying to make the stacks. The root might cause some issues though. I don't know if he's necessarily going to hit the timing because of that. Just gets it indeed. Top lane, might see a bit of action. Matsuma Man coming back in to have a bit of a look in onto Injuly, and Super. Nice rotation from Mind Control, comes in with the Sprout to block off the Shadow Shaman, and Super in a bit of trouble here as he will be surrounding Matu. Does have the mana if he wants to throw down that side, and there we have it, just in time, knocking the Shaman down for a good old 35 seconds.
That extra time helps a little bit. Sure, it's only, like 10 extra respawn time, but it is a Shadow Shaman who's 6. It delays them to maybe set up for a ward type of push. He also was about to buy Arcane Boots, but since he's the 5, he switches to Magic Wand. And now Miracle, with that first usage of Battle Trance, they're actually able to claim this full tier 1 mid lane.
I get a bit of pressure on the top as well with the Treants, but indeed, Miracle going from strength to strength. As we hit the 10-minute mark, we'll head over to the net worth, and indeed, we can really see there the difference between Miracle and Cicada start this game. 5k on the Troll, 2k ahead of the Storm Spirit 10-minute mark. That's quite the difference to have there.
That is brutal. And now with that mid tower taken out as well, they have access points now into the enemy jungle. They have that big mid area that they can walk in, and it makes it so IGV doesn't really have the greatest amount of places to farm. Whenever if they show somebody mid, I mean, there's just so much information you get from taking that kind of tower there. And they're able to get a ward, aggressive ward, to watch the Ancients as well, which is probably the most important thing. They see that triple stack, they may be able to contest it actually there in the area when Sven goes to clear it.
Paparazzi again, having to deal with the pressure of both Mind Control and Kuroki as they come to the lane. Smoke up from the two of them. IGV, Dogfights and Super were looking to move around for a bit of an action.
They're 6 as well.
But they have to be a little careful because Miracle's standing on a DD route. They're going to try for it though. And in fact, they get the steal as well. Very, very nicely done there. Dogfights takes the DD route, but it might not be enough even with the wards as Kuro comes in with the cold embrace save in July. Beautiful wall there. Clips onto the two of them, gets the vacuum, will finish off Miracle. Dogfights though is trapped up by the trees. He's trying to get himself away and he does. He'll escape. Paparazzi from the sidelines goes up to the high ground with the Stormhammer, but it's not enough damage. They'll try for the turnaround with the Reaper's side, but still not quite enough to bring Paparazzi down. The war cry as well. The armor, it's not enough to withstand the physical damage from Matu as 2 go down on both sides. Cicada tried to zip in, but he's now out of mana. Surely he doesn't get away, and he doesn't, as IGV fighting just a little too close to the safe spot of Liquid, and Liquid will manage to turn around that fight.
Liquid just a bit stronger, and also they have the liberty of that shrine, but also IGV had to expend so much to take out that Troll Warlord. They had to blow the Earth Spirit ultimate, all of his stones, as well as all the Shadow Shaman spells, and then they barely actually brought him down. They needed In July to come in for the cleanup. So Liquid, standing on their shrine, able to just have a bit more sustain there, and just having a bit more than IGV in that.
And as we saw, Paparazzi turns up, but not really huge amounts that this Sven could do at this stage with just the mask and the treads and the level 1 god strength. He needs much more time, as we're seeing at the moment. Top 3 on the net worth, all clear to be Liquid's 3 cores. And it's just going to be a catch-up game ready for IGV with this Sven.
They have to just make sure they can get those Ancients cleared, but Liquid is literally warding all the Ancients. One just gets de-warded by Super, but they have eyes on the Ancients whenever they do want to get cleared. And now it's Roche, so now they can threaten those tier 1s even more, and then if they get all 3 tier 1s, that's where it's like they limit so much of IGV's actual farm chances.
They're going to try and look for this. I mean, Dogfights comes in, but immediately held back by the stun. Will try and bottle smash and roll out, and does manage to make the escape there. It's a neat little play as he backs off. But you know, they've got the info that Liquid are in there, but very little they can do to contest this, as Liquid will claim Roshan, get the Aegis onto Miracle. So now this high-value troll even harder to take down. Very close to looking towards getting that Yasha done as well. On top of the phase, Vlad's is just we're at the 13-minute mark. And yeah, overall 5k lead for the side of Liquid.
Mind control top, looks like they're trying to get him. They should be able to here with the multiple rotations.
That's a big kill.
Yeah, they got him.
Very nice one to find indeed, and yeah, can't quite juke his way out of that one. Tries to sprout himself and hope for the best, but the attack was already flying through from dogfights.
And the towers, though, this is the objectives are the big thing, and Liquid is going from objective to objective with this high sustain, high push lineup.
They should have no trouble getting this tier 2 at all by the looks of it. At the moment, IGV no intentions of trying to contest them. They're just going to look for the trade. Super, dogfights, Ninja Light up on the top lane.
You know, it's they kind of need to keep doing this farming kind of method thing, but now that Triple Ancient's pretty much denied from Paparazzi entirely because Liquid took over their jungle, so he's missing out on that one. And Sven, you know, we talked about the Sven, and it's a hero that you want to play ahead. When you're playing behind, you're super behind. Yeah. And he's only level 10, and it's almost 14 minutes, and he's 4th on net worth, so he's definitely not feeling good right now. He needs to find the road to recovery.
And in fact, they may even be able to defend this tier 1 up top, Liquid.
In the rotations in July.
But with the surge out, Mind Control not quite able to get the sprout. Even so, it's still a vacuum, so they still have ways to break out of it.
Miracle just walks in, and he's now just farming the Shadow Shaman wards. So a little bit more farm for him. They get the tower to
all of them as well, yeah.
They don't even get it to half. Now they're committing almost everybody up there.
Pretty painful for IGV in terms of big items. We've got Ninja Light nearly having the mech, so that'll be something when it comes to trying to form together the defenses. Cicada, of course, going straight for the Bloodstone. He's just under about halfway there at the moment.
Their team fight just has to. It looks like it has to go so perfect for IGV right now.
And I mean, and it can. That's the thing. Once Paparazzi has his Blink Dagger, I mean, ideally, you probably want the Darkseer to have a blink for the initial setup with the vacuum. But definitely, just having that blink on the Sven, it's going to accelerate his farm, going to cook around the map, and yeah, we can start to then expect IGV to have these wombo combos to try and put a stop to Liquid, just dominating the lanes, taking towers as they wish, as we see them grab themselves another tier 1 to go down. They're going to try and roll in onto Miracle. Does Miracle have backup? That's the question. I mean, Mind Control's quite far behind here. They will vacuum him back. They'll pop the A just once. The question is if they can kill him a second time. The rest of Liquid's on their way around. Matuma's there, and that presence is going to be enough to just cause IGV to play it safe. And that's the smart thing to do. You know, they take the Aegis. That's good enough. You can't afford to play greedy in terms of overstaying your welcome in the fights if you're in IGV's position. You've got to play it safe.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, taking out the Aegis there lets them now plan for the next few minutes. Once they get that Sven Blink Dagger, it's going to be the big one to make aggressive plays. How he's doing on Matu. Almost Radiance finished up, so that's going to be a pretty fast Midas Radiance coming up for him. So he's going to be that scaling core, since they only really have, I mean, you can count, of course, Nature's Prophet as also a core, but they have like this weird kind of pseudo cores, right? Like Nature's Prophet, Necro. They scale, but they're different the way that they scale.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not your traditional hard carry farming such cores. But I mean, that Radiance is also going to, of course, cause issues for IGV lineup. You know, as we've said, they want to go for this wombo, but if the blinks on the Sven and eventually the blink on the Darkseer are going to be constantly cancelled by Matu's presence on the front lines, it's going to make it a lot harder for them to find that jump.
Yeah. IGV smoked up. They're looking to make a play with that reveal of the blink
dagger. But look who's behind them. It's only GH with an Invis rune. I mean, it couldn't be any better for Liquid here, as GH just waltzes in, cancels the smoke, and now IGV kind of getting pulled apart. Paparazzi will put the God Strength, jumps forward, looking towards Mind Control, but GH gets off the Echo Slam in time. Doesn't matter though in terms of Mind Control's life. He will still go down. Miracle tries to come forward, gets shackled. The vacuum wall connecting onto two. They'll drop down the walls. They don't quite have the follow-through lockdown to hold GH and Miracle in place, so Liquid will get themselves away from that wall placement. Jump back in from Paparazzi, zipping from Cicada. They catch out Kuro on the Wyvern, and they're not done yet indeed. They've got the silence out onto Matu. They'll take themselves a third. So despite ults being thrown left, right and center, we really saw the blink from Paparazzi come into play there as he was able to set up for sort of 2 attempts on the lives of Liquid. And then indeed Cicada turning up just at the right time. They turn it into a tier 1 push. Not necessarily the perfect execution of a wombo combo, but as a team fight goes, IGV really clean there with their their execution and getting in and out at the right time with the cores.
It was just perfect like movement. Liquid had no idea that everyone was there. GH broke the smoke on 1 or 2, and you saw the Nature's Prophet TPing in, but then they were like, oh my god, it's a trap. Like, we just TP'd into 4 heroes. The Rasta wards cut off Miracle. The Rasta wards and the Darkseer wall pretty much cut the aggression off from Liquid to make it to that other side of the fight, and then Kuroki gets isolated. And when Kuroki gets isolated, that's like, you know, you don't want to take a fight when Echo Slam is down and your other support already has lost their life. So that was definitely a big play there for IGV, but Liquid just not expecting it. However, now GH is about to have that Blink Dagger. That's gonna definitely throw a bit of a hatchet into the works.
Stupendous.
The absolute, you know, GH being GH, can certainly expect these team fights to be a little stickier for IGV. Paparazzi for the halberd next. Still a bit of a nearly got the sandwich done. That extra bit of tank and obviously great with the Sven.
Almost the Greaves for in July. So he should be able to remove that Orchid Silence from Nature's Prophet. I think Mike Drox just picked it up, so that'll be nice for him. Also, that increased armor versus Troll Warlord should be pretty good for his team. Once he gets that Blink Dagger, that's where it becomes a lot easier for IGV just to take fights wherever they really want. It's just it's all going to be about the vision games in these. So I want to see My Control actually using his trains a lot to scout. I know he's one of the players that does do that a lot. So I want to see a couple of those just walking around like throughout the jungle and stuff, just to get some more information, because that's definitely what caught them off guard, is IGV just smoking up and them having no idea that everyone was there. So maybe some deep wards, if they can get in there, possible for Liquid.
Yeah, we've got the Bloodstone now finished on Cicada, so this is
Another smoke.
the time to go, and yeah, absolutely. Here we have it. IGV, the movement, they get the catch.
They might have to find somebody here. In July's forced lane out, so they're going to smoke actually ahead of the lane, which is something that most teams don't really like to do. I know Wings was a big team that used to do this. They smoke way ahead of the lane, and then they meet up in a different area.
If they get vision on Matsu and Kuroki, this could be the perfect jump, and there we have it, beautifully done. You know, straight away, the stuns there onto the Wyvern. There's going to be no chance of any sort of saves, and they clean up both of them. Yeah, IGV are really now turning the game on its head, putting the pressure onto Liquid, and Liquid, they've got to be so careful with how they walk around this map, because IGV, as we've seen there, they just go around as a party and they take you down. It doesn't matter if you've got a Wyvern or not, he's not going to get the chance to do any sort of save.
Yeah, getting that quick ward up, and I actually really love that smoke. That's one that you don't really expect. Sure, there's that objective there, the tier 1, that might be the one indicator for Liquid, that you see the Darkseer forcing it in, you don't see anything else on the map, something could be up, but it's the way that IGV smoked ahead instead of smoking like behind or like adjacent to him. They smoked way ahead of him, and it was like the fight wasn't set up around the tower yet. Liquid did not expect that at all.
Getting a decent amount of damage down here as they'll leave the walls to do the work. GH and Kuroki will be able to clean up some of them on the way out. No doubt about that.
That's great for Cicada there, getting those 2 extra Bloodstone charges.
Now the net worth graph really starting to even back off, as we can see now. Just less than a 1k lead for Liquid. IGV really being able to turn things around, these movements, and Paparazzi in a very healthy place now in regards to farm. Pretty much neck and neck with Matumbaman, only 1,000 behind Miracle. And Sven being Sven, we can definitely expect to see, you know, him take the lead if the game continues at this pace.
Yeah, he's on his way up there. And Halberd is going to be super useful versus the Troll Warlord. I think that's having evasion versus Troll early on actually makes it so hard for him to play around.
Yeah,
evasion and of course the disarm.
Both aspects, yeah, very strong against. I mean, yeah, not just him, but the lineup as a whole.
And then once Paparazzi actually gets that level 20, if he chooses to go for the evasion as well, that can be pretty devastating to have, you know, Liquid's one big physical damage there, have to be forced into an MKB or something along those lines. They are smoked up now, though. They have a little bit of a vision advantage, but they're afraid. They're afraid of IGV's big wombo combo team fight.
Absolutely, and understandably so. They do not want to waltz up to this shrine, as IGV, they're on the high ground ready for this. The Liquid are still sticking around, though. It's going to be about who gets the jump. There's dogfights. That's not a bad way to start. They're getting the eyes onto GH, so he's not going to be able to get the jump in. Here comes Paparazzi, but already they've lost Cicada. Miracle with the BKB reveal, ready to turn and fight. GH falling low. The Greaves are popped by in July. Cold Embrace comes in from Kuroki to save GH, and it is Liquid's fight to take so far. They've already picked up 2. Paparazzi with the war cry, starting to back up, but Miracle and Matumbaman are hot on the chase. There's GH with the Fisher, jump forward, catching out in July, Not quite enough damage to finish him off at the moment, but the rest of Liquid, they turn towards the bigger kill. They get Paparazzi. Super, with a cheeky zap, does manage to punish KuroKy, but IGV, they've lost 3. Super, he's going to try and run away from this one. We'll see if Miracle continues to look to chase. It looks like Super is going to be able to get himself back in time, but that fight, things really being turned around, even though it looked as if it could have been okay for IGV, getting that sort of jump onto GH and making sure he doesn't have to blink Echo. But just the team as a whole, Matu's Radiance, Miracle's BKB, those sort of items, just having those at the 22-minute mark, making all the difference in these team fights.
Yeah, the Orchid, like all these small little items, the BKB, the Orchid, and then of course the Radiance as well. Actually, the damage ticks. It actually can't. I think it canceled the Sven blink at the end. He was trying to go for Kuro, but in the midst of the team fight, you said, like you said, gets a good jump on Earthshaker. Storm Spirit tries to go on the other side of the fight, and he just gets instantly Reaper Sight the Orchid and just dies. And then from there, the fight becomes really difficult for the Sven. Remember, like, it is a Sven who's playing versus a Nature's Prophet and a Cold Embrace, so you do get kited pretty naturally. He does have Quelling Blade, but it's still kind of tough to get into those midst of the fray.
I mean, after seeing that fight as well, do you not kind of look at Sakat and say, well, isn't this just a great game to try and get that Lincoln Stone? You need to have that some sort of save, or do you kind of understand why he is still just saying, I've got to get that Orchid. I've got to be able to do something aggressive myself. Or would you not like to have seen more survivability from the Storm?
I think Orchid into BKB could be decent this game. Like he needs something to deal with those setups. Like BKB, I think Lincoln's could be okay because there's not really that many targeted spells. It's
there's not
Orchid,
a lot to pop it, you know what I mean?
Reaper, it's and what, like the, I guess you could use Wrath of Nature or Splinter Blast to break it, but yeah, those are the harder ones to actually target on him. So I think Lincoln's BKB is definitely safe, but having the Orchid is like, that's your timing, right? You need to have your Orchid and your Orchid Bloodstone by like the 28-30 minute mark, or you're in a pretty bad spot as a Storm. So yeah, he has an Orchid queued up into the BKB. I think the magic immunity is going to be very crucial versus the Earthshaker versus the Necro.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. You know, Necro definitely one of those heroes that, I mean, does he ever really build anything that can remove a silence? I mean, Greaves is unlikely, really, especially on sort of a safe lane Necro now. And you don't really want to be getting BKB on this hero, and you're definitely not building Manta Storm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the Orchid on Storm is just great versus whenever you can get into the back line, right? If you get, because they have so many jumpers, like we mentioned, if they can get into the back line, they can disable the curse, they just completely remove KuroKy from the fight, then they can go for the other ones. It's just great to have like that kind of double disable method from Storm Spirit. Pull one, Orchid another one, you're able to do a lot of damage in team fights with that. Liquid now, all making their move down bottom. They're smoked up. They're looking to get extremely aggressive here on the high ground.
They're ready to go in by Elizabeth. There we have it. Jump away straight away with the Echo Slam, and there we have it again. Straight down with the Reaper's Sight. That's Cicada immediately out of the fight. Miracle pots the BKB. There's an attempt for the combo here from Injalizer. Comes in with a vacuum wall. There was no initial follow-up from Paparazzi, as he's not quite back. Now he's around in the neighborhood. But already, IGV, they've lost 2. Liquid are going to stand their ground, continue to pummel into this tower. Jump forward from Atumaman as he forces back Super on the Shaman, and the space as they just continue to push. Vacuum is going to be back up in 6 seconds, and that almost certainly is going to be when they try for another play. But we can see already Liquid split up nicely, very well prepared for that sort of attempt. And there we have Fisher onto the Shaman. They put the Warcry. Injali really wanting to try and go for a jump for this setup, but they just can't get themselves in at all. They're just going to lose the melee racks. And IGV unable to really dig their teeth into this push from Liquid, being 2 members down.
That was really nice. They saw the Shadow Shaman like split pushing top, he drops the wards, they make that smoke rotation bottom, they see the jump on Storm, they do not hesitate whatsoever. They blow the Reaper's Sight, they use everything possible to take him out. And yeah, clean racks.
Yeah. And to be, I mentioned with the Necro, I was like, maybe you don't necessarily want to be building that BKB, but Matu does indeed see that Orchid threat as big as such that he is going to build the BKB. And I guess it's understandable with the amount of silences and disables they have. And as we've seen, you know, if he can get the Reaper Sight out, they will win that fight. I mean, he's not going to get it out this time, as he just gets straight jumped on there by the full lineup of IGV as they come storming ahead into the territory of Liquid. I guess Matu probably just didn't expect that sort of movement to come out that quickly after Liquid taking that bottom lane, and in fact this is a brilliant play from IGV. They get that kill, immediately move into the pit with the wards, and certainly making the best out of a bad situation in terms of losing that bottom racks. Yeah, they're killing the core and taking the Roche. You're not even too mad about that trade.
Yep, it's the best Aegis holder in the game. Storm Spirit gonna have Orchid finished up. Paparazzi also gonna get that BKB timing, and that's huge for them to really take those fights versus Liquid. That was definitely the perfect smoke coming out. Liquid just definitely not expecting that one again. So far, IGV's had, what, 3 successful smokes that Liquid has not really expected in that kind of manner, so definitely props to them. for having good read on the map and understanding where they want to take those fights.
Yeah. And as you said, not only the BKB arms fan, but he's very close to having that level 18, that third point God strength making all the difference. He's got the cheese in his pocket. Yeah, IGV, not ones to be shaken after losing a melee Rax. Just playing it cool. I mean, I guess in retrospect, they didn't jump in because they're already looking at the longer game. They're like, let's just let this go. We know we can go for this sort of aggressive play and turn it into a roach take. Very nicely done from there, but still, overall, obviously, with those racks going down, Liquid do hold the slight lead. Still only very slight. They're 3K at 28 minutes in. Definitely still anyone's game.
Yeah, it's really been coming down to just initiations and the way the fight's taken, like from which angles. Broky's been overall like standing in a good place, but it's very hard to play Winter Wyvern in these type of games versus Storm Spirit versus Earth Spirit. Just so many ways to get on you, so you have to be really careful of your positioning. Like you see, he went for the max Cold Embrace build and the max Splinter Blast build. So deep push and sustain, as we kind of expected, not just that constant harass with Arctic Burn. Although Arctic Burn does feel pretty good as you start skilling it up now when you have the 8-second flight duration and 20-second cooldown now.
Radiant's top tower is under
Light
attack.
control, BKB as well. Don't want to worry about that. They pretty much all need BKBs on Liquid because, I mean, you're playing versus Earth Spirit, Darkseer.
Yeah,
just so many magnetized spreads on you, and he pulls a Geo Grip. You can all just get silenced, and it can be pretty devastating for the team fight.
Definitely potentially gonna be an issue once those BKB durations start to run low. You know what I mean? And kind of looking at it as well, I feel with the heroes, this is a game that Liquid don't want to push their luck too late with this one, surely, because of that wombo and because of having this late game threat of, if you get caught out, this Sven will take you down in a couple of hits in a combo.
Yeah, they definitely don't want. If they take it too late, it can be. Yeah, I mean, they have a Necro, Nature's Prophet, Troll Warlord versus Storm Sven. Storm can just zip into the back lines and cause so much havoc. That being said, though, Liquid, if they get super farmed on their part, Paparazzi mid.
They are going to jump in. Reaper's side comes in a little bit early, and Paparazzi just able to BKB. Now they look for the turn. Cicada zipping in straight away. They'll clean up Matuma Man, who's left behind by the rest of his team, and Paparazzi just jumps in 2 hits, takes down another. The Wyverns have fallen. They're not done yet. They were chasing for more, seeing if they could get anything else, though. But the Liquid were able to get the other 3 out of there. But I really feel this is starting to get to the point where Liquid, despite having a great laning stage, despite taking that bottom racks in relatively good time, maybe it wasn't enough against IGV's lineup. Now they're really starting to hit their strides at this 30-minute mid-game point. They've got the combo. Paparazzi has more than caught up with the way he's built with that farm, with the Mask of Madness and the Blink Dagger, getting himself into position, getting himself around the camps. Yeah. And as we saw that, they pretty much blew everything on him at the start, Reaper Scythe and all, and it only took him down to about half health.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. We've seen Liquid run the Necro Strat before, and they usually have these very burst-heavy heroes, so they can just drop the Reaper, and then while the Reaper's kind of happening, they nuke him down and blow him up. But we're talking about a Sven here this time around with the Halberd. It's a lot harder to just be able to burst down like that. But yeah, it's definitely looking troublesome, especially with that second Roche, the Cheese, the Aegis. It's a lot harder for Liquid to kind of just take small little type of engagements because they're going to be outnumbered for the most part. It's looking like IGV's going to be pretty strong for the next 10 minutes or so, especially with that gem that was picked up as well. They know where the vision is from Liquid, I'm pretty sure, from that last fight, and we do see a circle being drawn around the ward that they do have in mid, so they did catch a glimpse of that one, and with that gem they can deal with the Glimmer Cape that has come out from the Winter Wyvern, Kuroki.
We'll see with Miracle as well. He's got full in on the stat build this game, so after working through the diffusion on the SMY, next up looking at that, getting that Skadi out. I mean, I guess obviously having that extra bit of kite and control with the BKB at the Sven is nice, and having that amount of beef yourself means that if you do get caught out of the combo, you're likely to be able to live through it and get the chance to just still pop out the whirling axes and have a punch back. But nonetheless, I really feel like this Sven is certainly going to look to become more of an issue than this Troll is. But happens here, but in there, IGV's jungle, IGV heading that way down, but Liquid just on the outside of their vision.
They don't want to take a head-on fight still. I mean, Aegis and Cheese is still
hard.
online.
They are sticking around, but as you said, this could become a bit of an issue for Liquid if they get jumped on themselves. Liquid getting very aggressive.
Aegis is getting
that was
reclaimed.
the time.
Yep.
There, they were looking for that time. There's the Aegis gone. Immediately they jump in. They'll take down the Darks here. Paparazzi getting bashed up, but there's the Shackle control onto Kuro. Wyvern's down. Now the rest of Liquid starting to get themselves out of there. A little bit of panic coming from Liquid as the Courier itself is sent in as well, taken down, and they're not done yet. IGV, the Boulder Smash comes in. They've got the control onto Miracle, getting cleaved down by Paparazzi. GH, there's no escape for the Shaker as well. He'll try and hold Cicada back with the, maybe it's enough, but Cicada, he's hunting and he's finding and killing. GH down as well. The rest of the team managed to get mind control further up the lane. And as you said, I mean, we saw what they were waiting for. They were waiting for that Aegis timeout, but just a little bit of a desperation play from Liquid, and you can't afford to do that against IGV now. The IGV, they're just too damn big and beefy. It's getting to the point where I don't know how they kill this Sven. As we've seen, even with ults committed, they can't bring Paparazzi down before he gets the chance to put that BKB and get the disarm out onto Miracle.
Yeah, they used everything. They blew up in July Darks here, but then Cicada comes in through the back, silences Kuroki, and then Kuroki just dies without able to really commit anything into the fight. In July just buys back because of where the fight is taken. He can just walk back in. And I'm pretty sure, I actually didn't see in the fight recap, but I'm like 90% sure Paparazzi actually passed his cheese off to Cicada mid-fight. So Cicada full healed his mana and just kept going in that engagement. That's what we saw. Because I saw Cicada with 0 mana and then he just surged up to almost like half or even more than that. Matu just goes
jumping in with this BKB, but he's not going to get the chance to repos anyone here. IGV, they're too high in terms of health. GH jumping forward as well, trying to catch him, popping the dust. He has got the Venom Super, but Cicada just comes back in with the BKB, zips forward with the center from Super, takes down GH. Up on the high ground, they will lose Paparazzi. So mass TP is coming through to the Shrine to cut him off, do get the big kill for Liquid. So if they can get anything more, though, they're looking to chase down Super. They've got the slow from the Shroud. Mind controls there with the wraparound. Pops out the dust. The Glimmer Cape, not enough to save the Shaman. So Liquid are able to hit back, get that double, get that massive kill on Paparazzi. That really is the big one to write about, as IGV with that sort of backing up. It looks like they sort of kind of just forgot about the Shrine. You know, TPs came through for Liquid. Paparazzi was blocked in. He's now down for 45. Doesn't have a buyback. Liquid may be able to get away with pushing another set of racks here.
There is the glyph, but the, Battle Trance can make it look non-existent if they do it at the right time.
Oh, and look at that. He zipped in. Cicada, his BKB is still on cooldown. He has to be careful. We'll be able to get back to the Shrine. Has to be very wary with these, he's got about 23 seconds until that BKB's back up, where he can't really afford to go that aggressive here. Jumping from July. Oh, there's a bit of a one-by, but no mind control. Very quick with the BKB. Miracle turns around, gets the instant bash on the Earth Spirit, and Liquid, despite the wall and the combo being dropped down, they're able to keep the push going, get a second set of melee racks. Now they're looking for the retreat. Dogfights, he's there with the Boulder Smash, but still with this time with no Paparazzi Sven, there's not really enough damage from IGV to just blow someone up. Cicada zips forward, but they can't fight without this Sven. Matuma Man with a BKB pop turns, starts to force them back. Cicada's trying to finish off the killer. Now Paparazzi turns up, he's back in the game, comes forward, gets the Wyvern, the Reaper Scythe drop, not enough to kill Cicada. Matuma Man jumps forward though, tries to bring him down, and in fact, yeah, they got the kill. Mind control got him with the soul burn from the Orchid damage. Cicada will buy back. They're desperate to try and keep this fight going, IGV. Paparazzi cuts down GH. Mind control go for the TP out, but Cicada's there, back in time with the Vortex after he buys back for this one. IGV do end up getting some kills at the end of it all, but it cost them 2 buybacks. They still lost the melee racks. We'll see how much they can do with this time, but Liquid themselves, mind control, and Kura shouldn't need it. They've got buybacks available. When the Shaker's back up, GH has still got Echo Slam at 25, and I don't think IGV are going to get too much done. Roshan, unfortunately for them, is not quite up yet. Maybe if that was there, they could go and take that very easily. They do have the wards available, but that timing's not going to be on their side. Yeah. So yeah, Liquid
taking
advantage. Really hard. I mean, it really just felt like IGV were trying to force it a little too early before Paparazzi came back. They really wanted to try and catch someone on the way up from Liquid, but maybe you got to ask themselves, should they have approached that the same way they approached the bottom lane, where they said, well, they're taking the racks, we don't want to start throwing bodies on them just to catch someone on the retreat.
They really didn't want to lose that racks, though. I mean, the Battle Trance just makes it so easy for them to take in. Paparazzi actually bought a quarterstaff while he was dying in that top shrine, so that's why he didn't have buyback. So that's actually a pretty big mistake, actually, in my opinion, because losing that racks, you're evened up your mid lane. And they were on a surge of momentum coming in.
Oh, now if they lose Paparazzi again,
this could be extremely devastating. They have the ward vision there. The rest of IGV is getting in the area, but
Paparazzi don't come up these stairs.
They are around.
Oh, they're coming in this. GH coming in with a 2-man echo. They'll drop the Reapers down. Paparazzi getting bashed up. That's the Sven down for 80 seconds. Sakata tried to come in with a BKB, but he just couldn't do enough. They're going to lose a second as Super's locked down. The silence is there, and Liquid, they're chasing for more. In July, getting caught by the tip of the Fisher isn't quite enough for them to follow through for the kill, but it is enough to force IGV back. And it really feels like IGV are making some painful decisions here, and Liquid quick to capitalize upon it, get the big kills, go straight to Roshan. There's going to be no contest from Vitality for this Aegis and Cheese, and Liquid are really getting themselves back on top of this game.
Yeah, them losing, IGV losing themselves that gem in the last instances too, that really hurt them there, because then Liquid, after they take that mid-racks, they were able to put that nice vision up, and then after Paparazzi responds, he's like, yeah, I want to go farm, I want to get my item up, and Liquid capitalized on that. They know exactly where he is, they 5-man smoke, set up for him waiting on the high ground, perfect initiation, and how convenient, Roche just spawned, so they're able to clean that up now too. Aegis and Cheese for Liquid, and now it's time for them to try to go for that high ground siege. This is their biggest time window. They've got now the Dagon as well finished up. KPs are starting to tick down to their 5-second on Miracle. What's my control? 8, and Matu is 8. Sven should be pretty low as well, down to 6. Storm is down to 7. So all the BKBs for the most part are starting to drop.
I mean, as we've seen, as well as you were saying, Paparazzi really putting emphasis on trying to get this Bloodthorn done rather than holding on to any sort of resemblance of buyback gold. I mean, I mean, is it just the fact that they feel that they have to get these kills? There's no point having 2 lives on a Sven. I mean, that's I guess that's certainly true with the fact that Sven, he is relying on having that God Strength. And if he does die once, having the buyback, not having God Strength, maybe it doesn't make that much of a difference. You've just got to go all out with making sure you're fully kitted for that one attempt.
Now, yeah. Now, especially when you're playing versus Aegis and Cheese and when your Storm still has buyback cooldown, you need to pretty much be that big. You need to have everything online for yourself rather than holding your buyback. Just because of the God Strength.
Just kind of painful at this stage when you've got the 2 bits of the Bloodthorn, the Chrysalis, and the Orchid, and you can't have both out. I mean, obviously, yeah, but he was wanting to have the Orchid at his readiness, so Paparazzi can at least have a further silence to offer for the side. But here's the push, Miracle. A little bit of time left on the defense. A bit of a punch through. Actually, will be sneakily forced forward there by Super.
Glyph will be back up in 1 second.
But there's two jump in, Reapers, Dagon onto the Shaman. Not quite enough to kill him. Super's actually going to live through that, gets back to the shrine. So a good way for RGB to stand. Oh, there's the protect for the combo. GH will force out, but they've already lost one. Matsu getting chased down. The BKB not doing anything, of course, to save him from the physical damage from Paparazzi. Mind control, times to turn. GH comes back in with the Echo. The 3-man Fisher. Sakata still has enough mana to zip out. Miracle back in, working his way through Paparazzi, who's stuck in the trees, being well and truly outawed. Jump forward from GH as he forces down, looking to lock this Paparazzi down, but the halberd evasion being enough to get him back up to the high ground. Miracle trying to turn onto Injuly, not quite able to finish off Miracle. But IGV at the end of the day, they do hold the defense.
Paparazzi actually ends up living too. That was the halberd into the hex, into the shackles. The Troll Warlord could not get like any attacks off. But oh look, Miracle goes top rune, finds a regen rune. So push will continue.
I mean, it's a big hold though. Paparazzi now has got that gold. He's got that Bloodthorn complete. And as we saw then, it was definitely the fact that you could see what they wanted to do. They wanted to try and take Super out before he got a chance to drop the wards.
Yep.
But it just wasn't quite enough. The maths didn't check out. Even with the Reaper side Dagon and such, they couldn't quite do it. Standing next to that shrine, Super easily regens back.
Yep. He had a couple stick charges, the perfectly timed Glimmer Cape, and then the, I think it was the Guardian Greaves plus Shrine. Just ticked him just enough to not be bursted down from that Dagon Reaper Scythe combo. But I don't think Liquid's too disappointed with that. They forced a lot of aggression. They got tower down to... Oh, they actually didn't force the Glyph, though. They almost brought the tower down, but IGV actually held their Glyph.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty big.
Pretty substantial.
Yeah.
But ooh, Liquid actually spots a DD rune bottom.
Again. They just have one up top.
It's the 40-minute mark
now. That's true.
So.
Yeah, it's runes for days. Here we go.
I love Miracle's itemization in this game. It's pretty standard, but having that early kind of diffusal is really good versus Sven.
And you like the Truscati, rather than anything sort of, as we said, maybe like an MKB because of the halberd. You like the fact that he's just kind of built himself up, and he said, well, you can have a little bit of evasion, I'm still going to be able to outwithstand you in the fights that are drawn out.
Yeah, I like that he can just... his concept in this game is he just has to stand toe-to-toe with the Sven and man-fight him. And this is the man-fight build. He has 2 things to slow the attack speed, he has the defusal to burn off the Warcry as well, and then of course he's naturally building bastions.
Nico will be forced up to the high ground by Super again with his cheeky 4-star plays. Injuly jumps in, only gets the vacuum onto 1, immediately has to put the BKB. He gets himself away. Miracle just standing his ground, pummeling into the racks. The fortification will come through. Matu jumping in, trying to zap down Paparazzi. Not nearly enough burst there to bring him down. There's GH coming in and catching 2 with the Echo Slam. Miracle trying to man fight up against Dogfights. Will take it. Paparazzi gets the stun off in time. BKB as well. He's going to survive. Jumps forward, gets the second, picks up the double kill. And now the rest of Liquid. Miracle falling very low. The Hex coming out just in time to mind control. Trying to come back in. Miracle on this Troll Warlord, but it's not going to be enough. Just stun, held onto mind control, trying to force the Nature's Prophet back. Paparazzi trying to go for a round 2, but he has to be careful. Miracle back up with the second life, takes down Paparazzi. That's Paparazzi down for 90 seconds. No Cicada as well. They don't have buyback. And even though Liquid lose the Aegis, they absolutely walk away with this fight. They clean up the top. They should be able to just go for Megas, and maybe even the game is only Injuly and Super left alive, and indeed it looks like it may all be falling apart for them here as they lose the Shaman. He will buy back. He's going to go and grab Miracle outside the fountain. They do have a vacuum. Maybe Injuly can drag Miracle into the base. Doesn't actually end up using it there. Wondered if he could try and go for a sneaky bit of a drag and a block off.
But it's Megas.
It's not looking great. I mean, they've got the Sven for the Megas, but they haven't got him for 50 seconds.
Liquid's trying to close this one out. Glyph is down.
They know that they can try and go for the collateral, and Miracle.
Storm's respawning right now.
There we have it. Oh, again, GH has been quick with his 4-stars. Gets himself out of the initial crux of the combo. Jump forward, mind control able to turn, take down 1. He's now looking towards Injuly. He's put the BKB, trying to run himself away, but the physical damage was pretty hefty. Cicada now getting chased stunned up. Zips up to the high ground just in time. Super jumping forward. Cicada, can he actually escape? The Fisher connects. Cicada only with a little bit of mana left to play. No mind control. Peeps him there with the Nature's Prophet play. Takes him down. There's the buyback though. Looking for Miracle. Will find the Troll Warlord 10 seconds before the Sven's back in. Can IGV well and truly hold this? No, they can't. By looks of it, Cicada trying for the TP out, but the Fish is there. He's down for 100. Now the Sven's back, but Paparazzi's got no friends. Everyone's dead, and GG is called. Liquid taking game 1 at the end of it all. A bit of back and forthness from the sides.
Team turn to ban. IGV's turn to ban.